All right, so just one pause for me. Hi everybody. If you're on YouTube, sorry, if you're in the Grow Grad group, you see, what's up. You guys can see and hear us clearly on YouTube. If not, I'm sure you let us know in the all the listings that have happened this year and current listings. So I guess we have a lot to talk about. And I also had a for this week's episode. So on a Christmas tree, all of the ornaments represent companies listings on the market. Whoever guesses them and gets them all correctly gets either a free grow session or a month of premium on My Money JA and ability to test the app on your phone, the My Money JA app. So with all that said, welcome. If you're watching us on stream, and let me just give you a quick heads up. This is not an investment advisory. Don't misconstrue anything said on the show as investment advice. Danhai is a licensed investment advisor. I'm not an investment advisory. All right, speak to licensed investment advisor in an investment advisory session for anything that you want to buy on the market or do with money. Sorry about that, Leslie. I had to go to jail. So with that said, we have the first person who's trying for the prize and talking about IPOs, Leslie. So yeah, Leslie, you're experienced, as in the market. How are you new to it? Like that's interesting. I prefer that actually. I like when people don't necessarily start with IPOs. Yeah. All right. So you say your first one was Fontana. And now you bought every other about IPOs this episode. You bought every IPO except for JF, right? Is that right? Oh, okay. All right. Do you know something? No, go ahead. Guess when I remember the PBS IPO. So it is an IPO, you're right. And that's true. And that would be and I'm thinking it really is something because it's dead. Oh. I mean, I considered on an IPO, but I didn't think about the PBS one at all. So that's a good point there, Leslie. That's bias on my side. So Leslie, you're the first person who's trying. Um, First person who is trying to guess the all the ornaments. Let me hear what you have in mind for this. I think go ahead with your guessing. I would say the first one is Weepy. Uh-huh. And mm, okay, I get you. I get you. All right. The watch. Mm-hmm. Mm. Mm. Oh, one by one, all here from the top. It's Weepy. Yeah. All right. Mm-hmm. Baby's PBS. Okay. Okay. What you said the shrimp is home choice. And you said the tea is what? All right. All right. All right. I mean, I can't tell you if you've won or not. I can tell you that you have not won. You have not won. Yeah. Yeah. And I can tell you that you've gotten, yeah. Right. I can tell you you've not won. But you won, you participate. So you get a discount immediately. And what you want to discount? Right. It's a discount for um yeah. So all you have to do is, or if yeah, I think I'm just giving it to people who participate. So Leslie, right off the bat, just for participate. So Leslie, you get uh, if you want my money, J. And just so we have it, Leslie, you got 3 wrong. Yeah. So later on, of course, I'll let everybody know who won or what they got wrong or not. So you can stick around. But and of course, private message me, DM me, sorry, to get your price. Good question. Let's how much discount you want for my 90%. Why? Yeah, 10 life. You so don't tell me something though. What was your favorite? I participated in. So the turn. Next up, we have Adriel, who sent a speak. Yeah, man, we can hear you. How things? Guess so. Well, I don't know. I don't think it would be fair because I want your chance, but you don't have to guess right now. All right, you can talk and yeah, you can wait it out and tell us. I mean, we'll start. I'll give you time to think. In the meantime, what was your favorite listing year so far? Because that was your favorite. Mm, mm. So that. Mhm. Mm, So tell me, give more detail. What was inspiring for you? Because I've heard the same thing, and I hear the same thing generally, but I want to know what clicks. Mm-hmm. 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 Hopefully, I like that. I like that. And you see, you're in a good space, and because I say the legend Chris Berry in the he's very serious about allowing listings and allowing entrepreneurs to actually come to the market. I see somebody asks a one question, and the next day, boom, bring him out to lunch. And I hope that mean that next year we'll see a listing from that entrepreneur. So him here, you don't take it as a joke here, because it is a very, very real thing, as you hear from Kadeen, although that was not a direct Mayberry listing, but you've also heard it from Swebe, who is very much just like seriously was not a financial institution, but him keep him dream going and put 10 years work into becoming an overnight success, and Mayberry helped him with the listing. So yeah, I don't knock it at all. No, I'm hoping that that has given you enough time to think through what the what the actual things are. You want to take a guess now? Hmm.
Uh-huh. Okay. Whoa. So I guess the first one would be wrong then. All right.
Well,
Anyway, I'll go ahead with that.
well, Access is a listed
I'll let-
company. What do you mean?
Yeah, but yeah, it is listed. Okay, yeah. Let me leave that.
Okay.
So for the so I'd skip two. Coming back to those two. With the watch, that is the watch on the laptop. So I'm at the Trinidadian truck now,
Mhm.
and I'm calling that Massey. I'm calling that Massey because I think Massey recently acquired some supermarket, Rose, IGA's grocery store. Hold on, let me look.
Yes, they
Let
have.
me not say anything
They
wrong.
acquired Rose IGA in Florida,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
a
so
supermarket
they would
chain.
have, which is big. Well, at
Um,
least to me.
to me also, it does also seem big to me. So both of us
Mhm.
are looking along the same lines there. What I liked about that notice, you bring it up. What I liked about that notice is the fact that they spoke directly to the expected impact from it.
Mhm.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
spoke directly to the expected impact from.
like what it's going to do for them exactly.
Correct.
You buy this and it's supposed to do this.
Correct.
I like
Down
that.
to
Many companies shy away from doing
yep.
that.
Yeah.
Down to saying exactly what the amount of profit increase that they expect is. Not just revenue increase, but profit increase is that they expect.
Mhm.
Yeah, I found that impressive.
They got somebody to forecast it for them. They did the research.
Well, I don't think they would have gotten somebody to. Not that they wouldn't have had forecasts, but I think what they're doing is I mean, they're buying the whole thing, and it's not like the thing doesn't have financials, and they also have their
Mhm.
financials. So,
Mm-hmm.
to me, it's them
Okay.
saying or combining this business. This is the impact that we expect from it upfront.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's just my.
Okay.
I could be wrong. That's my assumption.
It's a very good assumption, I think.
I hope so. I hope so. All right. Well, anyway, continue.
Um, yes, I said the truck is massive. Um, the book, the book thingy, the book building.
Hmm.
I want to go with that. That is SOS.
The book building is
Um,
SOS.
yeah,
Okay.
I don't know, stationery and office supplies limited.
Hmm.
And why I'm going with SOS is, recently, well, not recently, but I've been looking at them and they've, to me, it seems like a good company to invest in. To me,
Okay.
based on their recent performance.
Okay.
So I'm going to go with SOS for that.
So you're saying that the book building is SOS. All right. What's the next one?
Yeah. Next one. Where is now? Alright, so I will come back to the teacup.
Why?
Um,
All right.
yeah, I'm going with the ones that I had some kind of idea of
Okay.
first. Uh, the gas cylinder. I want to say that's RPL. Um, the shrimp, I'd say it's home choice for the exact reason Leslie said it was home choice, which was home choice is well, I knew about home choice
So
from
my
their
question there is, home choice isn't listed.
it isn't
That's true. You
listed,
know what? You know
but
what? Sorry, let me clarify. Thank you for pointing out that I. The ornaments don't mean all listed companies, but the ornaments are around either potential listings or things that have been spoken about as listings or listings that have actually happened
mhm.
or to come. All right. But it's around listings, it's around IPOs.
But I did give a date as to when they wanted to be listed,
Home choice.
sometime next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't
Yeah,
they?
but the year is long,
That's
Yeah,
true.
man. If
So
you
that
heard that, that Image Plus was looking to IPO. If last year this time you hear that Image Plus is going to IPO, and them say when them say sometime next year, would you have guessed that the prospectus would have dropped the middle of December?
Yeah, no,
All right, probably not, right?
that's true. No. So in that case, then I'd go with ECL, Express Catering Limited.
Ooh, why ECL?
Can I change? Why ECL is the unaudited results. It dropped, and through my inexperience scan, it seemed to be very good results. And based on, let me look at how the market responded. When they dropped it September.
ECL?
Is ECL on?
You said ECL.
No, so it wouldn't be for the. What's it? That's Express Catering. What's the name of the at the airport?
Yeah, man, that's ECL, Express Catering Limited.
Yes, ECL.
Yeah, man.
Right. Something had happened recently.
That
It wasn't the unaudited. It was it a renovation of a certain wing in the airport or opening?
I don't know if you ask me, you tell it. All right, I mean, you tell it. It's Brick Talk. I want everybody to know, so I'll tell you. What I know. A lot of things happened with ECL recently. One of them is that they have had a long-standing upgrade happening to a lot of their outlets. In the Sangsters Airport has been going through a whole upgrade overhaul. Yeah, pretty much renewing a lot of the facilities, putting in new stuff. ECL spoke heavily about bringing newer restaurant options to there. They pretty much control all the food post security. And they've spoken about also bringing in pre-security options, meaning you can get to that food without going through security, so you're not taking a flight. But if you are taking a flight, all the food once you are in the departure or the arrivals lounge is on ECL. I'd say almost all the food, but they say all the food, so I feel comfortable saying all the food. And that is, to give it context, Sangsters International Airport is our biggest airport. It has the most flights, more 2 million Jamaicans live in Jamaica. I think like maybe 4 million tourists pass through that airport, if not more, every year. Like more people pass through the airport than live in the country.
Than people.
Yeah.
People.
Yeah. So ECL reopening after doing this, they're going through this renovation for a while, plus COVID, as you know, lockdown airports all over the world. So for them to now be at the point where they're reopening is a wonderful thing. I actually tweeted out a dot for the girl guides now and I said that it's a nice dot to connect there because it impacts a listed company, right? ECL is one of the most direct obvious options there. So along those lines, yes, ECL has had that in the news recently, and I'll add to it that they also said that they are going to expand. They intend to expand some of the brands that they have the license for outside of the airport. Yeah, Aunt Annie's I think was one. You remember that one, Danhai?
Krispy Kreme, Cinnabon, was that it?
Or maybe it's not Aunt Annie's. Maybe it's Krispy Kreme and Cinnabon. But I know it's two sugar-based brands. Krispy Kreme was one. That is true. Yeah, and they're looking to bring it outside of the airport. So along those lines, ECL is doing pretty well.
Yeah. So the only other, I'm going with ECL, but the only other thing I could think of would be CPJ, but I don't get where the shrimp would be CPJ, because CPJ announced that about their subsidiary with home porting. So that would be my next best guess, but I'm going to go with ECL. Let me see the other one.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, hold on. Krispy Kreme is I hear somebody correcting me. Big up Matthew. Krispy Kreme is Restaurants of Jamaica. ECL is Cinnabon and Aunt Annie's.
Okay, but Krispy Kreme news for something, right? They're coming to
Yeah.
they're coming to Jamaica.
Yeah, because Restaurants of
Yeah.
Jamaica has said that they're open.
Yes.
Oh, so
That's
that's
it.
why.
It's not ECL.
Okay.
Yeah. That it's
Yeah.
important to
Well,
be
we're not short of sugar nowadays. Man.
trust me,
Yeah. So,
which is another dot for medical companies, right?
Yeah.
If you're thinking as like a true long-term investor, sad to say, but it's the reality. That's how it works. People, we are a nation that eats how we eat. So you can
I also have susceptibility to certain illnesses,
exactly. We have a high,
diabetes,
yeah, we have a
blood pressure.
yeah,
We
man,
that.
yeah, man, lifestyle diseases. So you can complain or you can profit. I can't make everybody in the world work out. Sometimes I can't make myself work out. It's hard, different. But I can buy a medical company because if I get sick, I have to go to the doctor. If the doctor said do a scan, I'm gonna do the scan.
oh, that sounds like a company that's going to be listing recently.
Or a company that's already
Oh, our
listed.
company's already listed.
Yeah.
Recently last month. Jesus, just today already. Today.
Not even today. Minutes. not even two
Oh,
not
yeah.
even 2 hours good.
Yeah.
Wow.
What was it? Where am I at now? So that was the stream.
Uh-huh.
So I'm just going to say point blank. I have no clue what the others are, but I'm going to guess. Straight up
Okay.
guess.
That's all
The
right too.
the laptop. Let me think. When you think of laptop, what do you think of working remotely? I guess. Um, oh boy, I don't know. Laptop. You know, actually, I have no idea what the others are. So I just
Well, that's
want to guess
well,
those ones, and
you give
I
it
guess I'll
a
leave
shot in
you.
the dark. Give it a
Yeah.
shot in the dark, and then if anybody else is interested, they can send a speaking request. Remember, once you participate, you get at worst you get a discount, and
Mhm.
if you get it right, I mean you get a bunch of free stuff. So you participate, so you get a discount, and also you're on. You can talk to us about it. What was your least favorite IPO this year?
Whoa. Oh no. My least favorite IPO this year, in terms of I participated in it, or just when it
Just the
was
Up to
market.
on
you.
the
Up to
market.
you.
Up to you.
Oh boy. My least favorite IPO this year, and I don't want to. I hope this doesn't ruffle any feathers.
It almost certainly will, but go
Um.
through anyway.
Oh Jesus. You can't have me do that then.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking when I say it almost certainly will. Yeah, it's just
Oh.
yeah, I don't know.
Um. In terms of, because when you become listed, it's very important that you interact with your shareholders, with prospective investors. And so the IPO that recently, well, that listed this year, that I see, that I'd say they could do better in terms of that. And it's a great company, by the way. I like the concept. I'm all for it. That could do better with interacting with their investors. I'd say would be one on one.
Mm,
That's that's my own reason for saying that. It has nothing to do with in terms of the business concept, in terms of anyone working there, the CEOs or anything. It's just in terms of you're listed,
mm-hmm.
and when you become listed, I just think that part could be a bit better, in my opinion.
So you mean you want to hear from the company leadership?
I want to hear from, yes, I'd like certain things to be communicated to prospective investors and
Certain things like
shareholders,
what?
like what's happening, like what's going on with one on one.
Mm.
Mhm.
So you don't believe in the silent chairman or CEO thing?
No, because I mean we are not in the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
We're not working. Well, and some shareholders may be working at one-on-one, but those that aren't working there, we depend on press releases. We depend on you publishing things for us to know what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the only thing I'd say.
I understand what you mean. I mean, I personally, I get you. It is a tight line to walk, meaning not every CEO
Mm.
is going to be out there talking about their company. Not every chairman is going to be out there talking about their company. For me,
Oh,
however,
definitely.
yeah,
Only
I
been a
wonder.
year, or not even a year.
No, yeah, for one-on-one, it's only been the typing load, and yeah,
Oh,
for
yeah.
for one-on-one, it's only been since September. So
Yeah.
you know,
So definitely, you know, I don't think I can say it and expect too much in terms of I can't be too upset, or I
I
don't
get you.
think we should be too upset. But it's just to answer your question, out of basically I don't really see any least favorite IPO, but just that's the only thing
Yeah.
because I mean we have other recently listed IPOs,
Mm-hmm.
and in terms of that aspect, I don't see anything lacking there.
Mm, Let me put another way how I see it. And just like you, suddenly I get in weary because I know, finance carry feelings. But I think at the point of the listings this year, you saw, so all the listings this year were, it was, um, Spur Tree, then it was Spur Tree, then JFP, then Eddie Focal literally the next day. Um, yeah, it was Spur Tree, JFP, Eddie Focal, Dollar one-on-one, RPL, which is the most recent right now, right? And of course, I've skipped the prospectuses from from Mayberry, and also from the that I've already forgotten,
Image
PBS.
plus, image
Yeah,
plus.
the PBS. No, PBS. No.
Oh,
And of
oh,
course,
okay.
Image Plus hasn't happened yet. But Image Plus is there. That's today. That's fresh. But that's the order it went in. Now, if
Yeah.
you think about the start, not very loud, but there's some publicity from them. You hear them saying, and then they come back to the market. Granted, they've had the whole year in which they've also had to report. We've seen things come out from them. We've seen them what they've done. What now? They started off with an acquisition that was part of what with exotic products, and they've done another acquisition now, Canco, which is the largest ackee factory in Jamaica. Um, and so you hear from them from time to time. They're not necessarily out there talking all the time, but they do talk. You
It
do get the
work.
results.
Do the
Yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
Then you have JFP. JFP has also been vocal. The principals have also been vocal. They're not out on everything. They were out there talking to us during the IPO time, trying to get the crowd understanding of who they are and what they do and blah blah blah. That's the time when they're going to get. That's the only time when you're actually putting money in and it's coming from you to the company is then, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're very interested in talking to you then, and they've also followed up. I've seen some amount of follow up from JFP. I see them even go as far in November as telling us something that nobody asked them, right? Them tell us that, oh, we put off the dividend consideration until next year. Like, but you never told us about a dividend consideration before, right? But that, at least that they're talking to us. We're hearing something from them.
Yeah.
Then you have Eddie Focal. Gordon has been visible, very visible.
It's on
Not
Twitter.
He's on Twitter talking, right? And that's good. He was there. What you saw from him, I like the consistency in that. What you saw during the IPO time is also what you see now that the company is listed and he's working, right? There is not like him get the money and suddenly gone. You still see him there talking. You still see him on Twitter. You still see him doing what he's doing, and he speaks about the company as he can. And of course, we also get the releases from the company. We've seen also, I give props for the fact that they gave us a release that I think they didn't have to, right? They gave us the audited for last year when they didn't have to. They came along with the first quarter results. So I've seen it there. Dollar, yeah, I would probably put Kadeen above Garden in terms of public interaction. I mean, constant public interaction. The earning results, he actually had earnings calls that he's been doing. You hear from them, and of course, there's the excitement around them and Access Financial. They're in the news. That CEO, he was doing that when it was IPO time, and I'm still doing it now, right? Which leaves one-on-one, where we did hear from them during the IPO time. We did see Ricardo going around. We did see him on Twitter talking, and then the IPO happened, and that's that. So it does
Well,
feel
that's not uncommon. Yeah, but
it's not un-
it's a thing we've been complaining that we've complained about personally for a while now. So we do have the idea that though you're not, but I think the norm is we talk when we have something to talk about.
Yeah,
Or
but
like something new is happening, or I'm updating on something. So that's usually what happens. So
yeah,
again, God and Kadeen spoil people.
you maybe, and it's not just that. I mean, if we say that we're in a new age of communication, right? We've seen
Use it.
if you go as far as I create with Tyrone. I don't know why everybody's name slipping me all of a sudden. Tyrone at iCreate. We've seen him very, 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 very vocal online, right? Stepped away for a while, but he's back. And you've seen up to this week talking about the fact that I don't know if that was an official notice of having actually acquired Visual Vibe or what, but certainly the share count for iCreate has changed. And and so that means at least that the loans around the process of acquiring Visual Vibe, at least that part has done. And of course, I hear people raising the question about, does that then mean that they're giving up the junior market benefit? You know, are they going to give up the junior market benefit? I hear people say giving up the junior market benefit, or you're going to the main market. I'll remind us that they don't have to go to the main market. They can just give up the benefit, which is very similar to who did that? Blue Power gave up the benefit. Did they?
Epley.
Yeah,
benefit.
Epley
Graduated.
different.
Yeah, but I can't think of. Blue Power no benefit. Blue Power did what they did. And get around all that problem.
Somebody DTL gave up the benefit. DTL gave up the benefit. Yeah, because they broke a couple of the requirements. I mean, they're an associate company of Barita at this point, which is one of the ongoing requirements. Is that
no, it's next way around. Yeah, no, you are right.
Yeah, so they're an associate of Barita, and one of the ongoing requirements, I think, is that you can't be an associate of a subsidiary of a
company.
Main market on any exchange in the world.
On any exchange.
Yeah. And I think they also they brought in more money than the 500 million limit. So that's a major thing. So if Tyrone and iCreate is at that point, it's something that we should note, and the ability to ask him directly on Twitter is something that shouldn't be joked at. We also have, you see Chris Berry in here. I keep telling people that it's not a light thing. Every time you talk about, but him talk about him buying up to this week, I think, as him talking about buying Jamaica Broilers.
And the amount as well.
The amount stood out to you. How much was it? How much did he say that he bought?
Yeah, it was 4.5 million. What?
4.5 million.
Yeah, I mean, that's not a normal thing for someone to just say. Like,
well, I don't think he's a normal person, but how do you feel about that, by the way? Let me ask you, how do you feel about that?
It's transparent for one, so I respect transparency for sure.
I like that. I hear a lot of talk against it, and every time somebody says it, I say, yo, 5 years ago, which CEO was here talking about them doing? somebody manages a fund. You know how lucky you are that the person who manages a fund tell you what they're buying or selling?
Brother.
Yeah, you
So let me just be
can't
upset
figure
about
out.
something, brother. I think that's
Yeah.
it at that point, Like, why vex? Like, the benefit that you're complaining about is available to you. So, wait, what are you saying?
And it's a
Yeah.
language you can understand. It's not like
That too.
Bloomberg where they're shouting words at you. And if you're not a
I'm gonna talk to
financial, you
themselves.
won't understand. You're like, oh, I don't understand what's going on. So I respect that, definitely.
Yeah, man.
Why not?
Yeah, man. I tell people, yes, I'm happy to see it. But then I understand. Big up Chris Berry again. I seen just tweet, bought another 1 million today. So, Berry, if you want to jump on, I want, do you mean $1 million worth or 1 million units? I suspect it's 1 million units. But yeah, it's a good thing to be able to hear. It's a good thing to be able to see. And bring it back to the original point. In that sort of space where you have the old guard, like represented by Berry and such, talking on social media and being more vocal.
Mm-hmm.
You have the
That's
new
not
guard,
common
the
at all.
young guard talking on it, right? We have a new investor space. Every week we do this space, we have people in here and we talk about the market and we're actual active investors, right? Um, and you have the whole vibrant new finance space happening locally.
Mm-hmm.
If in the middle of that one-on-one starts out joining it, speaking to it, appeasing them, and then suddenly stops, I can understand why it would look off.
Or feel away. Yeah.
Yeah. But let me give them a lifeline. They actually technically don't have any results that they have to put out yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think their first requirement to the first time they're required to actually give us results is January 14th.
Yep.
So 4 weeks from now. So
Mm.
let's see if they come out and talk then, right?
Yep.
Yeah, unless some material event happens in before then they'd have to report it to the public as per JSC rules. But outside of that, there really is no requirement. And not every CEO is gonna be the same. So
Yes, definitely.
let's
And
see.
it's, like I said, it's a recent listing, right? So, there's still time.
Yeah, there is still time. And maybe some people are like, listen, let me make the results talk. I don't have to talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah, so some people are like that. I'm hoping that it's that sort of thing that's being done.
Indeed.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really hoping that that's what's being done. Um, all right. So you tell me your best IPO so far this year, your worst one, the one that you don't like the most this year. Uh, what, if any, are you most excited about for the next year?
What am I most excited for next year?
Yeah, IPO wise.
Well, I guess I'd go with home choice. I guess I'd go with home choice. Home choice is something I always see at home. It's definitely, I know definitely, well, I know that the products are known. People use them. The lime juice, the shrimp. I mean, so I guess home choice is what I'm most excited for next year. Should it list next year?
You're the first person I hear mention the lime juice, and I wonder about that because when I thought of home choice, that's what I thought of. It wasn't anything else. So the lime juice is the thing I think of when I think of home choice because everybody I feel in them fridge.
Everybody
Everybody
knew it,
have
right?
that. Yes,
It's a thing.
everybody.
Yeah, everybody have that lime juice in them fridge. I swear.
Home choice and juice. And I like the story as well. It's family, the family business as well.
I like the newness, the
Yeah,
different cultural aspect behind it. That's going to lead that does affect them in the way it affects them, and we see the business operated along those lines.
you can never go wrong with investing in something relating to food, whether it's value added. I mean, at the end of the day, you have to eat.
Boy, I wouldn't say
But I
that,
want to,
you know. I wouldn't say that, you know.
in exactly where some boss.
True. All right, cool. But
Yeah, man, no, man.
home
Did you
choice.
buy everything fresh at IPO?
No,
Why?
uh, when it IPOs, because I
Not this year.
recently
Jaja,
joined this year.
Jaja, you
Not
could have
this
never go
year.
wrong. You missed that one then. You would have never go wrong, right?
Let me look at what you said, ECL at IPO.
N- No, man, not
Everything fresh,
ECL.
different ball game, man. Nah, man, nah, man.
Everything fresh.
Yeah, man, completely.
Oh,
Yeah,
everything
I
fresh.
get I get two load up a while ago. One, I'm mixing up those brands. Those are serious competitive. No, the ECL brand. ECL have started the airport, and
Oh,
and all the food places mentioned before, except the ones that I clearly not um, from them. So the Cinnabon is definitely ECL, and
Mhm.
and you want to get that right, because remember, as much as we look at them as stocks, these are competitive companies, right? Right?
oh
Pepsi
yeah.
don't want you tell them say, yeah man, I was drinking Coca-Cola, or vice
Oh
versa.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
true. That's true.
The other one, I see Sir Berry say he takes serious umbrage to being called old guard. Apologies, sir, but you are, as we said, the godfather of the junior market. So in terms of the start of it all, if you set trends, is just part of the thing. Everybody follow you. Let's say then you're the thought leader, or the trend leader,
Trendsetter.
trendsetter, quite so. But yeah, so Adriel, I mean, you do get a prize, as I said, carrying it back to the giveaway. And remember, guys, if you want to jump in and try your hand at the giveaway, what we're looking at is the what we're looking at is the poster for this week's episode. And if you can guess what all the companies on the tree, the ornaments on the tree represent listings. And if you can guess what all of them are, you stand to win. You got a free month of My Money JA Premium. You get to test the app, or you can get a free entry to Grow, or you can get a disc. If you participate, you get discounts to either those things. You can also get a discount to a session with Danhai.
Think the right name again. If you, yeah, no matter which one of Randy's options they choose, you get a discount from me. And discount is what's the strongest?
You
What's the
said,
thing there? What's a grow discount?
for what? If they come to Grow, what do they get off you? I think it's
Yeah, if you come to
10%.
grow, I think the 10%.
Yeah.
What's the grower grads? What do you think they get? What do the
Grow
subscribers
subscribers
get?
get, I think, 20% off. I'm going from memory. I
And
think
that's
Grow subscribers get 20% off.
all right. So you get 20% of a session, and even if it's not your first session.
Ooh, that's good.
So if it's a follow-up session, you get a 20% off of that. If it's your first session, you get a 20% off of that, no matter which one around the option they choose. So
oh,
yeah.
that's a good win-win, especially if you're planning, if you're thinking about seeing to plan how your 2023 is going to go. Are you wondering about the new IPO?
And I might even thinking, I think that for any participator, get 10% off overall, no matter what.
It's really
Yeah,
BrickMas, guys.
10% for anybody participating, 20% if you win.
All you have to do is send us
And
email
that's any
request.
session you have. It don't have to be a thing there. It don't have to be a first session. It don't have to be a thing there. So yeah.
All right, so there we go. We have somebody else who is trying. I'll add him on. Axala, Alistair Miller, how you doing? Or is it AK Zala? Alistair, can you hear us?
Yes, Randy. Good evening.
Evening, how
Evening,
you
boss. That's
doing?
good.
All is well, man.
All right, how things? How you liking the year in IPOs so far?
Well, I believe it was a good year. I believe the IPOs brought a lot of investors to the market, and I think that is always going to be good for the market.
Oh, did you come to the market this year?
No, I didn't. Couple years back, from 2018.
Okay, so you're really you're seasoned in this thing. Or
I wouldn't
did you
say
buy? You wouldn't say season?
I wouldn't say season because, well, I mean, IPOs this year taught me a lot. Yeah,
What did it teach you?
different from IPOs before.
What's the biggest lesson you get?
You have to try and, predict, what the basis of allotment will be, and not to tie up funds. Trying to get units you're not going to get.
Word.
Tell me.
Well, hold on. First one. Which IPO taught you that? I like how you're talking. Yeah. Which IPO taught you that?
I mean, Ediofocal, Dollar. Although, I mean, I tried a different strategy with Dollar, with the multiple accounts, and that seemed to work a little. But all in all, in terms of putting sums in an IPO, and you're really not going to get it.
So your strategy has shifted?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I pretty much.
How do you think that work? You say predict now.
It's not so much predict. It's to me, it's just probably just common sense. Really, you have a lot of persons chasing what I would say small IPOs, and the allotments, you see them, first 10,000, first 5,000. That seemed to be the trend for this year.
So, I mean, in terms of your strategy, then you say it's not really predict. So I want to know exactly how you work it. Meaning, what do? You predict it and then you do what? How that work out?
It's not so much predict. Sometimes I just stay away from them. I mean, the tying up your funds, waiting on refunds. I mean, a lot of other things take place in the market while you're waiting. So, it's just to be looking in that direction.
Okay. All right. Well, here what we have in terms of companies that are coming to market for the first time. We have
one right here in front of us.
One right in front of us, the imaging company, Image Plus, right? So Image Plus opening, I think next week is when it opens. It can't be next week. They have to have 7 days, right?
Of course, it's Friday.
Is it the 28th?
Guys, well, I don't guess when it comes to these things. I don't know either, so I do I check the prospectus. It opens, it does. It opens December 28th.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so it opened December 28th. So we are in that time period. So next week, for example, how would your strategy for IPOs go? Now that you have gotten the knowledge that you've gotten so far.
I'd have to read through. One of the things I'd look for is how they'll treat multiple applications. If it is a case where these multiple applications will be considered as one, then I'd have to read through, Randy. Pardon me?
Have you done Grow?
Yeah, yes, I have.
Well, what do I say? I can talk some of the people business there. What do I say? What do I tell you? Because it's not my thing. What I tell you happens at an IPO in terms of the multiple applications from one person.
I don't recall what you said about that, Randy.
Yeah, and it's in the first boring part, the most important part. You can't tell what they're going to do. Yeah. In this prospectus, I did read where they said that if multiple applications from the same person will be consolidated and treated as one. But I think every prospectus says that, right? And I'm saying this, let me be very clear here, because I know people listening and they're not sure. I'm going to try and be very, very clear and speak to the people how them really mean it. If you're thinking of doing the 10 applications, you say, okay, I'm going to get a 2% allocation. So I'm going to do 10 applications from 10 different brokers so that I get 10 different 2%, right? They know that you're doing that. Every single IPO, they know that you're doing that. You can't tell whether or not they're going to combine them or throw them out or whatever. You can't tell ahead of time. I've not seen anywhere where they've said definitively what they will do in those regards ahead of time. I think the closest we've come to being absolutely sure is Wigton being very upfront about how they were going, the bottom-up allocation, correct. I don't think anybody has done it quite like that. Not even Transjamaica has done it quite like that since. Wigton was very clear how they're doing it because of the thing that it was. They wanted their widest reach to as many Jamaicans as possible. So that's how they went about it. So I said that is that quick tip to you and anybody listening. The directors reserve the right to do any sort of allocation they want. You are unlikely to be able to tell what they're going to do ahead of time.
Yeah.
Clear? So I'm saying that to say that reading the prospectus is not going to tell you.
Okay.
Yeah. But assume that they do like what everybody else has done. If you don't have the same JCSD number, they pretend that it's more than one application. And they act like they don't know that is the same Randy row over here, that is the same Randy row over here. Let's pretend that they do that. How does your strategy change now with what you've learned?
Again, I'd have to do some more reading. One of the things too with this is that I'm not seeing selling agents. I'm not sure if that will come later. But, if it is solely JMMB, then that is just one application.
It's never just one broker, meaning it might be a lead broker, but it's never just one. You can apply from any broker.
Well, if you have, selling agents, then, but I'm thinking.
No, not if you have selling agents. You can apply from any broker.
Yeah. For me, it might be one application, a part of the strategies with the IPO this year too. For me, was to try to build up a portfolio of just IPOs, and hold them. That has been part of the strategy. So, I think I'll continue along that line.
But all right, you said that's part of the strategy. The strategy to get to what goal? What is the reason why you just want to build a portfolio of IPOs? Because anybody can do that.
I have young kids, so you always want to plan for them.
So your plan is that you want a portfolio that you're leaving for your kids?
Something that my kids can utilize. Yes.
All right, you look grow, so you know how I feel about what you're saying now.
For time. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No, you know what I'm saying? No, because you say this. If you want, listen, every company on the exchange, not every company, but most of them IPO'd, except for I think Proven, which listed by introduction. But
and Massey.
And Massey, yeah, thank you. And I'm sure there are others that
the next one.
My point is that if you want to buy companies that have listed, right now there are 101 of them. 101 or is it 100? I think there are 101 of them. So
if that is the criteria alone, then you're not really choosing.
Yeah, man.
That's what I'm saying. In terms of reading through, looking at, if this prospectus matches what I think will happen, in a period of time, then I'll choose to buy.
So my question then is why, if Randy mentioned everything IPO before, right? So if you're building a portfolio of IPOs, then you're basically going to portfolio of everything. But then if that's the criteria, and why are you limiting to only IPOs from X point in time going forward? You get me? You invest some money.
It's not all IPOs, because a few of them I didn't participate in.
No, man. But your criteria is IPOs. So you said if yes, you still choose based on it's something afterwards, but then why not extend that choice to the whole market? Give yourself more options because then you can find better fits. The more you're looking at, right?
Yeah, that's for yeah. I get you, Danhai. But for that portfolio, that's a little strategy that I'm trying.
So meaning what, you just buy stocks at IPO for that portfolio?
Yes.
But you yourself said that you're not getting a lot there. You're getting the first 10,000 units and 2%.
I mean, if I can add as I go along.
So your dollar cost average?
Yes.
Oh, so your dollar cost average IPOs in that portfolio?
I mean, not all of them, but I look at the ones that I when I look long term and I'm seeing growth, I'll buy some more.
Okay, all right. So when you say growth, what do you mean? So you mean like Edifocal is over $2 now, the IPO that's $1 in March. That's growth, right?
Yes, and I suspect that you're going to have further growth.
So the growth you're looking for, it's in the share price. So you're saying the share price have to fly before you buy it?
No.
He looks forward. He expects growth. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well, I'm still asking, with the man, with the market that we have now, in front of us, what would you buy? The thing I'm trying to bring out here, because what you're saying is not unusual. A lot of people think like that. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I want you to think really. If you're saying that you're looking for growth and then you'll buy, shouldn't you really be
that?
No,
that's not what you're saying. Okay, I'm sorry. What are you saying?
He says when he looks in the future, so in the future, when he's looking down the road, he's expecting growth from it, then he'll buy. But then Mike, so I'm asking, why make it an IPO only? If you can look at me and tell me, say NCB will be X amount more by the time a kid's supposed to get the money, why ignore NCB and go to the? You get me? Is there any other company that makes sense for that?
I get it, Danhai, but I'm looking at this portfolio where IPOs are concerned.
I know, man, what I'm asking. You say that that I understand, but then say the same thing again. I don't understand that.
Okay, no, it's fine. You have an IPO. Because here's the thing, Danhai, it's not a bad strategy, Meaning, like, I don't have kids, but if I had a child, I would find one company I believe in. And let's say I'm thinking of, as my child is born, they should have something set up for them that when they're ready to go to college at 18, there's money there. Like if I was gonna have a child this year, I'd probably start dollar cost averaging fiscal, and I'd dollar cost average fiscal for the next 18 years, right? Because I don't think we're going to stop using gas.
Yes.
So it's not necessarily a bad idea, because imagine being able to dollar cost average a company from the day it lists until
I agree.
Your multi-future date.
I agree.
Yeah, so if it's just that if he chooses to stick to IPOs for that sort of thing, I don't knock it.
I'm asking why, I'm asking why.
Oh, okay. But I think because he said this for his kids.
I know, man. That's the answer. The thing you said answers more than the thing I mean, just for his kids. I want to know the decision, not the thing then. Not if it's for the kids, then again, that's like any company. But why the decision to do the IPO versus anything else on the market? That's what I'm asking. But
I get you. I don't know if he has an answer, if he can answer. I never think about it.
Yeah, man, I get you, in terms of what Danhai is saying, there are other things on the market that, has the potential to grow. But I'm saying for that portfolio, and let me tell you why. I'm not sure when Fosrich IPO'd. I think that was
2018.
And I was able to get some of those shares back then. Held it for a while. Believed that, this stock, believed in the stock, held it for a while. And, with volatility, came out of the stock. And you know what happened with Fastwitch right now.
I don't know what happened with Fastwitch right now. What happened with Fastwitch right now?
Well, from IPO price, I think it is up, what? Probably about 800%.
Maybe. Let's see. Let's check.
Yeah.
Let's check.
I think deep inside every long-term investor, there's a short-term investor itching to come out.
I don't think it's deep. I don't think it's deep.
I don't think it's deep.
Yeah.
I don't think it's deep. I'm gonna wait on this thing. I believe it. Why not buying? Or the price falling. I believe in the long term. Why not buying?
Yeah.
Price falling. I believe in the long term. I'm selling. No. That it don't work. So
Yeah,
and then you can't look in a very short term beyond the point where you jump out. And if you really check it, if I jump out, you have big long term vision on this when you go into it, right? And shortly after you jump out, it's up to where it is now, and you're regretful around that. If you waited that little bit longer, and you were willing to wait the longer while, but the price mustn't fall. But then imagine just hold it out. If you're actually in the long term, you have to do the long term, Oh man.
Yeah, it is. I meet very, very, very few true long-term investors.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very, very, very few of them. Yeah. Years ago, when Dana and I were just started early season, we used to talk about the fact that, I am a long-term investor. It was almost thought of as crazy. But here we are years later, and I still think I'm a long-term. I hate the term long-term and short-term. I'm still a
Same.
I have goals that are years down the line, but the best way to have money long from now is to also have money close to now,
Make it
or
money.
make it close to now. And the tactics that you have to use when you have smaller money is different from the tactics that you have to use when you have larger money. We'll go back to that thing we're just talking about. Sir Berry was talking about buying the couple of million units of JBG. He clarified, by the way, that he says 1 million shares in buying.
No man, see man.
Wow. So like if I had a couple of $100 million at my disposal, I'd probably do the same thing. Not for a 2-week pop, not for IPO pop, but let's be serious. In 10 years, you think Jamaicans are going to stop eating chicken? Like
Never.
The church of KFC will never die, right? It will always be around. So I can make a bet on that, right? I can make a bet that is multi-year. I think that as more of us earn more money and there's more workers and there's more general, that like unemployment itself still being low, that means more people have disposable income. There are certain companies that earn within the disposable income space, right? Main event is an easy example. The party thing, Jamaicans love to party. Main event is integral to that. And so as long as there's disposable income and growing disposable income, it likely means there's continued larger and larger revenue for main event, which means main event then for me becomes a very easy 10-year bet, right? But if I only have 100 grand and I need to pay something in 3 months, I can't think main event will be good in 2042. I have to think about the 3 months down the line. And what I have to do then is completely different from what I do with just buy main event and wait, right? Yeah. So I say all that to say that don't take the fact that you are saying that, I have a long-term view to mean that you are supposed to just pretend like you don't have short-term views also, because your short-term views come out. That's what Dana is laughing about. Your short-term views show in your actions. Your long-term views might show, or long-term views might show in our tweets and our talk, or long-term view or short-term views show in our portfolio. There were a lot of long-term investors who sold one-on-one shares on day 2 and day 3. All right. There's nothing quite like the market to tell you what you really believe. Long-term is a different thing. Long-term means when
Buying
if
is
you actually,
believing.
yeah, man, buying is very much believing. So with all of that, I don't know if I asked you, and I figure what you wanted to do is you want to talk about the poster, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't mind trying for the poster.
All right.
Go for it.
All right. So at the top there, I'm going to go with Leslie. What Leslie said first. That's we pay. It's not dollar. I'm gonna skip the watch. I'm still trying to figure out the watch.
Okay.
The laptop, I'd say is 1-on-1. The bus or the van with the Trinidad flag, I'd say that Massey.
Okay.
The school is Learn.
Okay.
The teacup would be the Jam Tea spin-off Caribbean Dreams. The gas tank, I'd say, is Regency.
Okay.
The shrimp, Home Choice. And you probably can help me here, Randy. Is that a baby?
I don't even know if I don't want to make it unfair. So I won't help you. It is whatever you think it is. Tell me what you think it represents. So
if it is a baby, I'd say it is the Mayberry bond IPO.
Why?
New beginning, the bond market. Some baby is poised for growth. I'd say, the bond market.
I like the
take on a new face
It's
now.
poised for growth.
Sorry, I like the thinking.
Yeah.
So, all right, so run through all of them for me again from the top, and don't skip the one you skipped. Actually, tell me them now.
Oh, the one I skipped was the watch.
No man. Let's start from the top again.
So it's we pay. The watch, I'll say JSP for the watch.
Okay.
Massey the truck.
Yes, I'm confused. You said we pay at the start,
right?
And then the watch is who?
JFP.
Why is the watch JFP?
And so, well, I guess time will tell. I think there's a lot of kind of when it came out, a few brokers had it as do not participate. And just looking at time will tell.
Okay, I like that thinking. All right.
Yeah.
And then
the laptop is 1-on-1.
Okay.
Massey for the Trini truck.
Okay.
The school there, I believe, is Learn. The T Caribbean Dream. The shrimp is Home Choice. Gas tank is Regency. And I'd say that if that's a baby, I'd say that is the bond IPO, Mayberry bond IPO.
Okay. All right. So I'll tell you, you have to stick around. Okay, so you didn't get them all right. And I'll tell you got 3 wrong.
Okay.
But I like the thinking behind some of them. You do get a discount. What you want a discount for? You want a discount for a girl, or you want a discount for My Money JA, or you also qualify for a discount for a session with Danhai, regardless. But I'm giving you the choice between girl or My Money JA.
Will you be having an advanced grow this month?
Yes, actually, I'm having an advanced grow every month, and the advanced grow this month is on looking ahead for 2023. Yeah, man, I'm getting one thing this year is I've gotten more and more serious about advanced grow because I realized delving into the topics that we delve into there are things that a lot of people really need the help with and also enjoy and also learn from. So 2023 planning and strategies around 2023. Would I look at 2022 and the years before, but strategies around 2023 is what we're looking at. So yes, there is going to be an advanced growth this year for the 28th, on the 28th, the evening of the 28th.
The 28th.
Yeah.
All right. Can I have a discount on the my money JA?
You can.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what kind of discount do you want?
I can't go less than what Leslie said, 90%.
Why not? He didn't get 90%, by the way.
He got 100%.
He did get 100%, yet you asked for 90. Why did you ask for 90? Why you asked for 90?
As you said, discount.
All right. Not that you're not getting it. I just want to understand how people think about it. Yeah, I'll give you the same thing he got. So I'll give you a free month of that. I'll give you a free month of My Money JA Premium, and I'll also give you a 10%. What did I give him? A 10% discount off the life of his subscription.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you keep your subscription, you get a month free, and if you keep the subscription, it will, as long as you keep it current, you'll have a 10% discount.
Okay.
All right. You will have to DM me to remind me of this, but congrats on what you want so far. And if you want a session with Danhai, you get 10% off a session just for having participated.
All right. Thank you.
You are very, very welcome. Thank you. All right. I don't want you to stick around though. Stay as a speaker because I want to hear some more of your thoughts a little later about how you view the market now and your maybe not so favorite IPO and so on.
Okay, no problem.
All right, big up. All right, I think we have next Namia 4. Namia 4, I know you're next, but I'm gonna ask you if you don't mind Sir Berry talking. Unless Sir Berry, you don't mind not skipping the line.
I'm good, but you might lose me.
All right, Namia 4, are you there?
Yeah, man, make Sir Berry go, Randy.
Okay, yeah, give him a skip. All right, Sir Berry, Namia 4 giving you a skip.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
here,
I won't be long. But I just wanted to make the comment that if you want to really be successful at buying stocks, the most important thing is really to have a system which centers around how you define value and how you define whether something is a reasonable price thing or expensive. I think Danhai knows what I'm talking about. So if you're buying stocks, you either need to know these kind of parameters, or you need to have somebody like a Danhai to advise you. Being a long-term investor is not good enough because companies' valuation metrics can change over time, and sometimes companies become broken. And if they're broken, then it don't matter how long you stay in the stock, you're gonna lose money. So, I think it's very important to either have a good grasp of the technical side of how you value that security. And if you don't know that, or you don't feel you're up to your game on that yet, then obviously you need to consult with somebody like that. I mean, in bull markets, Jamaica's been in a bull market for a long time with interruptions because of pullbacks. But when we signed the IMF agreement in 2013, which basically remapped the government's role and fiscal responsibility for the government, it just basically freed up a lot of capital for the private sector, and it drove interest rates down to a low point that we haven't seen in 30 years.
And this basically is the ideal conditions for economic expansion, long-term economic expansion. So for the people who went into the market early,
Mhm.
you didn't really actually have to be that great of a stock picker. But we can all find great examples of where if you had picked something that was up at a better price, you'd have made a lot more money. So I think I just wanted to step in to say that, because I think, I see a lot of people investing based on veranda talk
Mhm.
and a lot of other things, which it can work in the short term, but it's not sustainable. And you really need to understand what is value, and apply that to each different security. So thanks for giving me that little opportunity to speak there. And when
Thank
you don't see me, I gone.
All right,
Sweet.
thank you. All right, Sir Berry, I want to ask you two things. One, it's always hard to have you on because I want to ask you certain questions, but I also understand that you have a listing in the market and there's not much you can say. Um, and so it frees me to say whatever I want while you're not contributing to it. So I'm going to think about how I ask you, but here's what I'll ask you this. You want to try your hand at the price?
No, no, no. I'll leave the price for other people.
All right, well, tell me this, what's your favorite IPO this year?
Well, definitely, learn for
Mm,
so many reasons. I think myself and Gordon would develop a friendship over many years, and um, Randy, you know Gordon well. He's not really the easiest person to deal with. He's like he thinks that we can build mountains in days, and then when him start pile up the dirt, now him realize say him need a bulldozer, them only have a shovel. But in a sense, that's also good. He's very ambitious, very hardworking. Him don't take no for an answer.
yeah,
But
yeah.
that whole journey with him, I mean, I was personally involved more than I normally am because of the
Mm,
friendship that we have, and that made it special for me. But also because I think our education sector in Jamaica is badly broken, and I think I'm hoping, the challenge I throw to Gordon is that I hope that he will be able to be a transformative force in that. I mean, when you're talking about the recent study by the esteemed Orlando Patterson and other Jamaican colleagues, where they said that Jamaicans with 10 years of schooling, 40% of them are functionally illiterate. We're
mm.
spending over $200 billion a year on education. So you're talking about 80 billion, close to $100 billion a year, which basically going down the drain. I mean, that's a tremendous waste of resources, and we need to change that.
All right.
Um, so that's my challenge to Gordon, and I'm hoping he can achieve it. And if he does, then all of his shareholders and he will end up being very, very wealthy. And Jamaica too, because just imagine now transforming that 40% that is that's
Functionally.
not
Okay.
not functioning properly,
Mm-hmm.
and they now become productive members of our society. I mean, it's just mind-boggling, the concept of what can really come out of that. So I don't know if I think he's the kind of guy we can put that kind of weight on his back, and let's see if he can run with it.
I agree 100%. And 100%. As a shareholder and as in brethren, I do agree. Also, Swaby, I mean, his weakness is also his strength. You're right. I'm not going to. You don't tell him that he can, but in fact, if you want him to do it, tell him say he can do it. So, I believe that he will get it changed, and I'm biased in saying that because I'm also a shareholder, but I do think we have a whole heap of change to come. So. I like that as an IPO. Thank you for doing it. I look forward to what other IPOs you have coming. As soon I can
But
tell you this, sir.
also,
No,
sorry
go
to
ahead.
cut you, but also I think the whole Jamaica sees that we need to change that. So we're all working to change that. And once we agree on something in Jamaica, which is very difficult to attain, we all work towards it, we will achieve it and we will change it.
Agreed. And I want to talk about your other IPO, but I would rather do it when you're not here so that there's absolutely no question that you weren't involved in the conversation.
Yeah, man, cool.
No
So
problem.
that's
So
it.
thank you very much and big up.
Yeah, man. And everybody enjoy your Friday night. I'm gonna be on the side, and when you don't see me, I'm gone. Have a great weekend.
No problem.
Big up
Thank
every
you.
time, Sir Barry.
All right, big up. All right. I don't know if I want to bring in Namia. Namia 4 is you're up next, but I want to say the things I would say about the well, it's a simple thing I'd say about the Bunbury, which is not the latest IPO, no, because we do have this, I keep forgetting the name of it. We have the imaging one coming up. In fact, I'll save my comments until later, till we get to it to talk, because it is one of the listings. I spoke about it last week, and it's more of what I said last week, but maybe with more richer details. So Namia 4, what's up? How you doing?
Good. Just try go for the prize. So.
Nice,
Oh
boss.
gosh, man.
All right, go for it.
No, man, not yet, man. The price come with a cost, man.
Yes, you're
Yeah,
right.
the price come with a cost. How you doing? What's your favorite IPO this year?
Spurtree.
Spurtree. All right. Why?
Well, the start of the year was a nice start to the year. Also, probably I only participated in a 2 IPO this year, so one of the 2 and still holding to it.
Did you start investing this year?
No, 2 years ago.
Okay. So 2 years ago you started investing, and Spurtree is your first IPO this year, which is also the first listing of the year. You're still holding those shares?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I like that. And so why is it your favorite?
Just the future of the company look very bright. Spurtree still actively engage in the market in terms of buying other companies and the growth of the business. And I still think a lot of the transactions they've made over the year hasn't reflected in the profit as of yet. So I'm still waiting to see that.
Okay, so you are expecting big things from them. That's why they're your favorite. All right. Have you bought more since IPO?
Yes, continue to buy. There's a line I have every time the share dips below that I continue to buy.
Really?
Yes.
So, that's how wealth is made, right?
That's the plan.
Yeah, man, that's linked a lot to that thing you heard Barry saying earlier about having a value, understanding value. So if you understand value, and because I have a stock that I'm like that with also, and I understand that this at worst it cannot I have a few. It cannot be lower than this price without me buying it once I have the money. So whenever it's lower than that price, and even if I don't have the money, I might have something else that I care about less. I'll sell that and buy it once it's below that price. If you keep doing that, you are anybody who does that sort of thing for a single stock, assuming it's the right company, assuming you validate it the right way, it is very likely that it will serve you very well money wise in the future. Yeah, man. Quicker than you think, and more lucrative than people might think or realize. Yeah. But yes, I like the thinking there. So, all right, what was your worst IPO for the year?
I wouldn't have a worse because, like I said earlier, only participated in 2. So it was Spurtree and 1-on-1. And I heard the person earlier saying that he wished the CEO of 1-on-1 or the company itself was more vocal and present in the market. But I have a different view because there's a particular company that was very vocal in the market this year, and then things never turn out right, and then you see everybody turn on that company. So if
which
January
company is
14th, I create.
Okay, well, I don't know if is that true. People really turn on it.
Yeah, because I think
what didn't go right?
So I think everybody did happy when Tyrone did a talk and a talk about acquisitions and a talk about visual vibes and a talk about the rights issue and a talk about the
Tyrone didn't
result.
stop talking.
He did.
Why is that?
Because at one point even Tyrone Twitter account wasn't even active anymore. It wasn't for
long.
like it was even deleted.
I think he came out with it for a bit, but it wasn't for long.
I know, but I'd rather record it just January 14th, just a really, really good result.
All right. No, go ahead, Danhai. Sorry.
I mean, same, yes, but I don't know. I'm not sure what people turned on iCreate or that anything.
Well,
also what went wrong.
But there was all right. We obviously see the issue of the dilution, but I think if it wasn't talked, but if it wasn't talked up as much, I think you bring everybody up on a hill and then just throw them off of the hill with the dilution, right?
Well,
all right.
All right. So it's 2 points here. Sorry, Danny, I know I'm cutting you, but I don't want to forget this one.
That's fine.
So let me do the first thing. One, you mentioned Ricardo, and we did mention Ricardo before when somebody pointed it out. And I can't find the tweet, but I did share it to the space where he has tweeted that, they will do better. I wish I could find it.
Yeah. I think he responded to Stocks on the Rock or Guru training earlier today to say that they'll try to do better and be more engaging with shareholders earlier today.
Okay. So I like that. Yeah. So he responded. Yeah, I want to read it though. Since we were very clear in the thing that we're saying about it not being.
But I don't have a problem with that because it doesn't matter how him communicate. If January 14, the result don't show what the prospectus talked about, then the communication really do much, right?
Well, there's an argument for that, but there's also an argument that you want an explanation. Good, me personally, good, bad, or ugly. I want the company insiders to help me understand why we are where we are, whether or not it's good, and how we got here, and the plans for where we're going to go. Right?
Yeah.
It's an ongoing thing. It's not just IPO and disappear, and it's also not that you have to be out there every day tweeting or anything. Right?
All right. Let me correct. The only thing I would say that one-on-one could have done is earlier in the year, whether November or January, they could have released a statement to say we have chosen not to release our year end. We're gonna go with the quarter end in November and not show you guys our year end.
Why do you think they chose not to say that?
It's hard to. I don't want to make any assumptions.
But you have to. You're an investor.
So the two things. It can be not what they expected, or there could have been a cost or an income that they're going to get in one quarter, but they can reflect it back in the next, and it won't show in the one that they would have presented to us, but it will show in the one that they'll present in January.
On a different show, I'll go deeper into.
No, but one is thing there. One is what's name again? One is it's across 2 different years though. One in January will be the first quarter of their new financial year. Correct. So it wouldn't be able to do that.
All right. So and I'm just going off of tweets here. So he responded to someone else responded to Guru in Training's tweet saying, this is for you, Ricardo Allen. And he said, they're right, they'll get better at this, and you recognize that they can be much better at it, and they will. He's been hyper-focused on executing the medium-term strategy communicated in our prospectus, and you'll see updates in our quarterly reports, right? And then he spoke about the first quarter report, which is to come, the one for the time period ending November 30th, that you can expect that report within 45 days, and hopefully before, and going forward, they'll evaluate ways to engage in between quarters so that our investors are kept informed about our progress and our business. He'd like some ideas there, by the way. I like that he's engaging. I like that he's coming out and he's saying something. From that, I'm taking that he's not going to put out the full year. He's just going to go straight Q1. As an investor, as a retail investor, I make decisions around things like that. As I said, I don't believe Eddie Focal had to put out that full year report, but they chose to. And that to me says something. I respect that sort of thing. And I also understand, I mean, I'm also, so Gordon, let's use a spectrum. I put Gordon on one end of the spectrum as, you know, the out there CEO who is really showing up and also handling business in his company. And at the other end of the spectrum, I'll put like Kimala from the lab, who she allows her financials to speak for her, right? She allows the work to speak for her. But there can be a middle ground. And for me personally, don't start doing the thing and then stop, right? You know, those girls always say, don't introduce me to a vibe you can't maintain. I'm saying the same thing to every listed company. Don't introduce my money to a vibe you can't maintain. If you're talking to me all the time, talk to me all the time. That's me personally. But at the end of the day, I agree with you that the results are the thing that will determine best what is good and what is bad. And if the results are bad, you certainly have to come out and speak. You have to have people understand where you are. I think you'd agree with that, right? Namia 4, you'd agree with that? You're muted if you're speaking here. You have to unmute. Namia 4 completely muted. Cha-cha. Got the phone ring and then take him out. All right, by the way, guys, remember you can jump in and try your hand at guessing what the ornaments on the tree mean, and based on and if you win, you have lots of prizes that you can get. And even if you don't win once you participate, there's a lot of discounts out there for you, including discounts to a session with Danhai and discounts to manage AR grow. All right. Namio 4 look like him jump out and Ricardo give him a call at the same time. Well, you were saying something when I interrupted you, Danhai. How you feel about the speaking versus not speaking?
Speaking versus not speaking. I mean, we've been saying, yeah, I want to hear as much as I can. As I say, I'm an investor, so I want more information so I can make better decisions. The thing is more predictable and I know more about it. So definitely I want as much as possible. But at the end of the day, if the person wants to line up, all right, I'm speaking as much as I need to. I can't really fight them. I can't vex. I think people are comparing Ricardo to what they've seen recently, and then they're making it a failing of Ricardo versus this is also how this thing go most times.
Yeah.
So I guess it's a spectrum. Results talk for me.
Yeah.
Is effective in the way it is effective. I mean, I get the more we talk, then the better the market, in my opinion. So yeah, straight up, talk more, please. don't rob me of that. I want more of that. So I'll be the advocate for that part.
All right. I mean, agreement. Namia 4 is off, so I don't know if he jumps back on. We can continue the conversation, and he can guess. And if anybody wants to guess about the Christmas tree ornaments and try to hand out the prizes, you are more than welcome to. The thing I was going to say in the meantime, I didn't say, which is around the listing of the Mayberry bond. I don't know if we said it last week on stream when I was saying where I think it has the most impact, or where I think it has heavy impact. I hear all the talk about savings account rates. Immediately savings accounts, I think, is where the big impact is. I don't know if I said it last week or not, but sorry, outside of the fact that, yes, I think it changes completely my trading strategy, and for people who are more active investors, it is likely going to change your trading strategy. I think the long-term savers, massive change. Like massive, in simple terms. Why would I keep my money in a savings account and earn 0.42% when I can put it in the bond?
No. Why put the money in a savings account and lose backdated service charge.
Backdated service charge, earn negative 0.4% per annum. Versus, sorry about that, versus putting my money in a bond and earning anywhere from 9 to 12% per annum on it. Yeah. One question that always comes up at Grow is when I tell them, listen, I don't save and I don't believe you should save either. It doesn't mean I don't believe in putting money away for the future, but I don't believe in putting my money in a savings account. That's probably the worst place you can put your money. Your money better off under your bed. And I've said that to people for a long time, and then you say, well, how do you feel about bonds? And I used to say, you know, for the most part, unless you're accessing the larger bond market or have a lot of money, bonds tend not to necessarily be the best place for, especially smaller retail investors.
So you say I have enough money now?
No, but what I am saying is that these bonds that are coming, and I think it's gonna start a wave of similar bonds. We said that last week too. These bonds that are coming suddenly provide a middle ground. How can I get some gain while also not necessarily going into the whole stocks thing, but I'm getting a bit of the opportunity to lean on the market, but I can get my money at any time. It's accessible, right? That's the next thing people always ask. Even spoken about it here. Big up corporate body who ask about, you know, what you do for if you need money in an emergency. This kind of is in the middle ground. This can allow you some amount of safe growth. It's backed by assets, so you're good. But also, if you need it quickly, you can get it quickly. Yeah, I mean, it's liquid. It's on the market. You can cash it out and get it within your T+2, right? If you don't want to cash it out, you can even borrow against it. Yeah, it is still at this point the most interesting IPO for me on the market. Yeah, because of how it's going to change the entirety of the market. I didn't want to say that or talk about that while Sir Berry was on, because I don't want it to seem as if there's any business relationship there that is involved in that. Nobody ever paid me to say that. It's not a paid ad. It's just me telling the people what I truly think. It is the most interesting listing for me this year. All right, so Namia 4 isn't back. And if anybody else want to try their hand at it, if you want to try your hand at guessing what the ornaments on the tree mean, send a speaking request and we'll approve it. And you hear the prices already. Going back to talking about these IPOs though, the IPOs that happened for the year. So at this point, the IPO that has given the most gain right now is Spurtree with 210% growth. Second to that is Dollar at 207% growth. And third is Learn at 137% profit. And it's 137% profit. Yes, it is. Yeah, 137% profit. And fourth is RPL with 74% profit. And fifth is One-on-One with 20% profit as of today.
Big up JP.
Yeah, big up JFP. Big up JFP because 48%. It's so funny how we look on that number. I point out all the time that 48% profit is not an easy bit of profit to make. Even One-on-One with a 20% profit is not an easy bit of profit to make. So anybody who got that at IPO, you have 20% on top of your money, that's great. An interesting thing also is that if you are truly thinking about the true longer term, the lower prices might actually be a great entry point, or it might not. Please don't take that as me saying buy just because it's at a low price. I'm not saying that, especially because I just mentioned One-on-One. I'm not saying that you should buy it at that price, or should or shouldn't. Speak to your advisor about that. But if you have a 10-year vision and you think it's going to be a lot higher, any stock is going to be a lot higher in 10 years, then who wouldn't want to get a discount now, right? I said that though, but me personally, I have not bought any One-on-One, and I'm not buying it now, but nothing is set in stone. Yeah, nothing is set in stone. Then you want to try your hand at guessing?
Let us see. The baby I get me still, you know, I don't see it as a baby, I see it as an angel, Cupid, something that get me. I have no cash. I want to sell Link, but I think he's we pay for a reason thing. I mean, the running joke for me is we pay how often we go back to for a listing this year.
Oh man.
The watch. It's the watch. That might be the hardest one for me. Except between us and the angel thingy. I mean, thing there, the boss Trinidad. Between Ace Pride and Quick Plate, but I think it's Quick Plate. So I got more in line with whatever. Seems more them. Computer. I was thinking T-Tech earlier, but I said no because listing. When they said I was thinking T-Tech when initially said it's listed companies. I don't think I don't think I formatted after that. Computer.
I mean, not listed companies only. It's listings.
I know
it's around listings. Yeah,
man. But then I think of.
Go on, think about it, man. In the meantime, let's ask the blockchain chopper herself as he just join us. How you doing, blockchain chopper?
Oh, go Randy. Hey, Danhai.
Not much, you know.
Hey, what's up?
There. I actually I didn't come to do the ornament thing. But I did come to tell you my best IPO and my worst IPO this year, which is kind of alignment with what most people have been saying. So my favorite IPO was Learn. Big up Gordon every time. And my worst IPO was actually 1-on-1. It was very anticlimactic. And so yeah, that was my thing. And I also came on record to say I sold all my crypto and I'm full JSC. I know. Big up Danhai. Big up Danhai every time. Yeah. My said.
Boy, you're gonna make people fixing it.
Hold on. You let go all of the crypto? Everything?
All of it, bro. Like every single bit of it. Like I just saw those founders started to drop out one by one, and I was like, yeah, this is getting more serious than I thought.
Oh, when you say drop out, you mean like drop out?
Like dying, like just randomly, and just all these companies
randomly.
Yeah, quote unquote, randomly.
No, sorry, this is the internet.
Right.
Keep going.
We have to keep an alignment, Randy. You don't want your voice start chipping out now.
That is true.
We just get back spaces.
That's
you trust me. Big up Musk. Anyway.
Yeah. Right? That's why I messaged you in the group. I was like, what are we gonna do today? Like, there's no spaces. But yeah.
He brought it back. I know it has music.
What, really? Yeah. Music where?
Yeah. Elevator music.
Yeah, man. There's elevator music now, man. If you need like a pause moment, it
plays some jingles.
Yeah.
Listen, I know those developers at Twitter hate him.
I don't think anybody who hates him is still there.
I mean, like not vocally, but you can like secretly not like him and be like, because you can imagine the urgency at which he linked the developers today, like take down Twitter Space now, like okay, and push it back to branch, like all right, what, like okay.
I won't lie to you. I am thoroughly entertained by what he's doing.
He's a madman. I'm convinced. I'm so convinced. He's actually mad. He's tapped.
Sane people don't change the world. But anyway, you're saying that you leg out all of the crypto. I remember when you started how big you were in
Randy,
that. And how much
you know what changed? You know what changed my life when I joined Girl Subscriber Group. And I've been meaning to come on Brick Talk and talk about that. If anybody is like listening right now out in the world, and you're you need some mentorship or some type of guidance in the JSC, I would highly recommend you join Girl Subscriber Group. Listening to Brick Talk.
No,
no, but it's not like, come on, allow it. You don't do ads. You can't pay me, Randy. Allow it.
That's bam.
I joke. But literally, like, just to be in the environment. Obviously, it's like Telegram, but like we have a link up tomorrow, which I'm excited about. I have my outfits and everything.
What you say?
Yeah, 100%.
Fully plan out.
It's a whole 12-hour shift. It's an 8-hour to 12-hour shift. It's at work. Last one it was from like 2:30 to 2:30. You know, like a whole shift. So.
It's a true chill. It's a chill session. We don't really talk about this, but it's a chill session. We drink, we eat some food, we drink, we talk.
It's beautiful. And so like after going to like that chill session, and then like being in the group for a little bit, I was like, this crypto thing is just like I'm gonna buy back, but like right now I think the money can be more active in a more serious way, like in a more profitable way, I should say.
Yo, I mean, I think you've also seen what we've spoken about. Although we don't talk about crypto much in the group, but like what I say, I'm not against crypto. Neither is Danhai.
Right.
It's just we are. I can tell you, I am solid when it comes to value. Is the secret behind all of this, and I've said it years ago, and I still say it. I hesitate to put my money in anything if I can't identify the underlying value, the intrinsic value, and I just couldn't do it for crypto. I understand it, and I've always said it's going to work. If you guys listen to some of those old recordings that I'm telling, like, yo, the side that crypto is up against, the little Illuminati side, they do not lose, right? They do not lose.
Listen.
Nobody was dropping out when I was saying that to them. No people dropping out. That side don't lose.
Getting scary out here.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's literally money. If crypto becomes legitimized in the eyes of people, then that's a second currency that a certain crowd just does not control. And that side don't lose. So here what? Cool your heels, work with the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, and everybody stays alive. You get?
That's true.
Yeah,
so
but
I was thinking, I was saying to myself, I prefer just stay at JSC. Like I don't see anybody dropping out over here. Like it's just safe. It's safe.
Then I don't do it.
What's going on?
Just chill.
No, off here I'll tell you. Based on what you just said, off here I'll tell you. But yeah, I agree with you. Chill at JSC.
Based on what you just said, no. It's interesting what happened with Palace Amusement.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's not the IPO, but let's talk. Yeah. What about Palace Amusement do you like?
So I was on Instagram and I saw the article about the consideration of a stock split, and that literally made everybody go mad. Like the stock basically like doubled in like 3 days or so. So I was like, interesting. I didn't know a consideration would have done that much dance in my but like what do I know, right? So
no, but I mean we're here to learn. Sorry, go ahead, Danhai.
You know more than most.
Right. So the notice, just the mere fact that is a consideration, I was like, wow, people, that alone had people like moving, getting active.
You sound shocked a bit.
I like we speak about these things. I guess the guys in the group speak about these things like events and things. I guess it's just when you see it happen in real life, it's like, oh damn, like, yeah, okay. Psychologically, people don't necessarily always read, or they don't necessarily always look at how things are written or worded. They just see stock split and say, "Oi," So that was like a huge reality. Just like watching that happen in real time was interesting. Not necessarily that I'm shocked. It's just an interesting event. And just based on like the word consideration versus like we don't even know if this is actually happening, or do we?
Well, I mean, we can talk about it in more detail tomorrow, but I'll say that I'm not shocked that it happened.
Same.
Meaning the reaction,
Mhm.
and it is expected reaction for me, and in some ways a sensible reaction. But it's nice that you're able to see it now, right? You're seeing it
Mhm.
in front of you, like the reality of what the market is. And
Yeah.
Palace is a great example of what that looks like, because Palace has been listed for decades
Listen,
and
1921, like that's
been around.
before Jamaica was independent. Like, that's a, you know.
Yep.
What a
And
time.
they listed a little after independence, and yeah, it's a interesting company with lots of potential, and those also follow the space. Remember that there was it's it has a lot of potential still. So a company has a lot of potential, and that's spike. So anybody watching on YouTube or on the stream, what she's talking about is a spike where between on December 12th, Palace was at $620 per share, and what is this, a week later?
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
literally.
literally a week later. Not even the 12th was Monday.
Yeah, a few
So
days.
so on Monday it was $620 per share, and today, Friday evening, it's at $1,552 per share and 89 cents.
Wow.
That's no joke.
No,
That's
it's
some
no.
people's goal
Why?
for the
Not,
year.
not
That's
a
some
joke, but
people's
it's
goal
funny.
for the year.
Yeah, that's 150.4% growth in 1 week, right? Now,
See?
granted, there's not a lot of units of Palace to go around generally, right? Um, I don't think 10,000 shares traded overall, but it still is money for somebody who's made it, right? It's an opportunity for somebody to, if you owned it before and you predicted this sort of thing happening, you can see how, even if it's small money, you have your 10 grand. Now your 10 grand is 150% more,
Yep.
right? And I can't knock that for the people who can predict it, but I I am always wary of making it seem like it's luck. It's not a luck thing, it's not accident, it's predictable. Ask me about it tomorrow, and I talk about it in more detail tomorrow when we're all at the link up.
Surely will.
Yeah.
Actually, just when I just came on Brick Talk, I looked and saw that there's another IPO today. But you know,
Yes.
funny enough, I am over the IPO thing. Like, I don't know how to maneuver it, so I'm just over it. This 10 grand little thing, I can't manage. It's just I'm over it. I think I'd ask then I like what's the strategy for IPOs nowadays? Because I just don't. I feel like I'm out of the loop. Um, I more look for plays on the market now, which is so crazy because before I was an IPO snatcher, if you know what I mean. Like, I think a gentleman was talking about his play with buying IPOs and like DCAing. That was me once upon a time. Just buying random IPOs and then keeping it if I like the company, or just selling it if I didn't, or but no, I just can't be asked, to be honest, because it's like Hunger Games out there. I can't.
Yeah. It's the strategy of buying, we've been saying it for weeks now, the strategy of months at this point. The strategy of just taking all your money and throwing it in an IPO is no longer the best strategy for profits. And it hasn't been for a long time. Your strategy has to change. Yeah, the strategy around IPOs has to change. It doesn't mean IPOs are bad, but
No.
I can tell you this: it's a sign of increase, in my view, investor maturity from you when you say that this are not really trying to buy IPOs now, right?
Yeah, and there, it
The,
just hearing me say that is like, okay,
yeah,
we're
man.
we're doing things.
Yeah, it happens to everybody, because I shouldn't say it happens to everybody, but it happens along the way, because you start realizing if you have 100 grand, you know you're not gonna get 100 grand in the IPO if you apply
Yeah,
for it.
it's mad. Yeah,
You're not getting 50 either. You're probably not getting 20 either.
yeah.
So how do you shift around that? Yes, your 10 grand that you get might double, and there's nothing wrong with that, by the way. But it just means that
And
if you're
if
truly
your goal is 10%, anyway.
yeah, man. Yeah, if you have a 10% goal, on a smaller money. Yeah. And if you want to make 10-20%, that is still there within the IPO space, but it just doesn't look how people think it. You're not going to, don't expect that you're going to apply for any IPO and get even 50 or 60% or 70% of what you want. And you shouldn't want that either.
I remember when you used to say that, and I was so confused.
Does it
I
make more
was like,
sense?
why wouldn't I want that? But I get it now.
It makes more sense to you now, right?
Yeah, it does. It
Yeah,
does.
because you can't, how do I put it? Like if you want, if a company is good, everybody's going to want it. And just the way how they do allocations, everybody get a little piece. Now, if the company is good and everybody get what they want, then you fill the demand.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Yeah.
want to fill the demand. The demand shouldn't be filled. The demand, people should want it. And if you really want it, you'll be willing to go out there and buy it for 2, 3, 4 times whatever it was worth, right? Or maybe you're not going that far, but you should have an idea in mind of where you are buying it and what you're buying it to. Having said that makes me think of, going back to my IPO list, it makes me think of JFP actually. It makes me think of JFP because it makes me think of JFP, which we have said previously that it's a lot like Fesco, where it was loved a little later on. It wasn't loved up front. It wasn't loved immediately. And if you can identify the time in which you think it will be loved more, then it becomes a great discount now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love that. I love that you're looking at the market differently. I love that you're seeing the Jamaican stock market also for the value that it is. Not knocking any other stock market. It's not our fault that this one is one of the best. It's just yeah, it's a great thing. It's a really, really great thing, at least how I see it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just merit to the environment. Or the grower folks. You get to really understand a lot more perspectives. Just being in that group. And I guess for me, like buying Fontana was my first IPO. And
The
yeah,
Fontana
and
night,
then
man.
huh?
The Fontana night.
Yeah, and I used to shop often at Fontana, so it was a good alignment for me. And from Fontana days and like IPOs from like 2018, 2017, when you're getting full allotment and you triple your money and you feel nice. I feel like coming from that space to now, like fast forward now 2022, and then like you can barely get anything. I feel like that's just the nostalgic feeling of, oh, I remember when I could get triple on my full allotment and be nice. But it's the maturity of the market. The market's gonna grow, and we're happy for that. But I'm also happy that I joined the subscriber group just in time to understand that it's okay for the market to grow. I feel like a lot of people, they don't like the fact that the market is growing just for that simple fact that they can't triple their full allotment anymore. Like I see a couple of people tweeting like, why everybody buy IPO nowadays, and rare is like, I get it, but I guess that's for the folks who have that IPO strategy from them time then, which was me like a couple months ago. So I go act like I'm some big investor or whatever, but there are other opportunities on the market. That's Try
I
not to
agree with
speak
you
up.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't too speak about that. But
Yeah, and by the way, stop doubting yourself. I tell you, everyone, stop doubting yourself. You have an amazing you have an amazing start. The growth is good. It's fine that you change and you see more of it, but yeah, don't doubt where you are. You understand more, and you see that the growth is still there. It's just in different areas, let's say.
Listen, I'm in a better position than I was with that crypto in that portfolio. You hear me? So I know I'm doing very well. I feel more secure in this market. I feel like I can more maneuver it. So I feel I'm doing good, and I'm grateful. So yeah, But big up, guys. I'm gonna leave you. I see that we have Sir Phil and others waiting. So
No problem. Thank you very much, Blockchain Chopper. You sure you don't want to try out for the prize?
no, because I don't have the poster thing. I'm a little detached from the phone right now.
Okay, all right, no problem. All right, big up.
All right, night, guys. Bye.
Bye. All right, Sir Phil. Sir Phil, I see you
Big
there,
up
but
on yourself.
I want you to
Go
hold
ahead,
on
man.
one sec, because Namia4 is back. Namia4, what's up?
Battery dead.
No problem. It's like a tropical thing. You buy tropical too?
Yeah, I'm buy tropical too, man.
All right. I don't remember where we were though.
I think you did explain the whole being visible and sharing information with the market in a timely manner.
Okay. Oh, well, I mean, we spoke about that a bit. I guess you maybe missed that part, but I was just saying that
Yeah.
there needs to be a middle ground. But in the case of specifically Ricardo, he himself said that he's looking at working at that. So let's see what comes out of it. And as the thing I was saying right when you got cut off was I was saying at the end of the day, it's a company results that speak the loudest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think we're both agreed with that. I am okay if a CEO isn't necessarily always on the front page, as long as the company results can be on the front page, right?
Yeah.
So, with all of that said, I think you're still trying at the prize.
Yeah.
All right. So remind me, you can start from scratch.
All right. We're gonna start from up at the top. The first one at the top would be WePay. The second, the watch. I'm gonna go different. And say dollar. The laptop. There's a blue dot. The van with the Trinidad flag. I guess a quick cart. The
What was the
shrimp
watch? Sorry, what you said the watch was?
dollar.
Why is the watch dollar?
Because earlier this year, dollar they did the luxury loans. So I think you go with the
okay.
some of the best IPOs this year and the ones to come for next year.
Okay.
So then with the van with the Trinidad flag, I say quick cart.
What you
the
said
shrimp
the laptop was? I know I keep cutting you, but I'm writing it down.
blue dot.
The laptop is blue dot. Nobody has said blue dot. You're the first person to say it. All right.
And then the seafood at the bottom, I guess a rainforest.
No, man. Sorry, no, man. You can't run that fast. You said the laptop is blue dot, and the thing beside that is the thing with you said the Trini flag, and that's what?
Quick cart.
Quick cart. Big up Monique.
Yeah.
All right. Monique takes a IPO.
I hope she does.
I hope she does also.
And then seafood at the bottom, rainforest.
No, man. Sorry. I'm asking you in line. So the next one beside the Trinidad thing, the building is
Learn.
Okay.
And then the tea with the sunshine, I say jam teas with the summer.
Okay. Yeah. I like that. All right. And
then with the seafood would have a rainforest, Gaspan, Regency. And then we did have the new IP, which is Image for the Baby, but me I forgot tea for AK is already said with the birth of a new market with the Bunbury.
Okay. Are you buying into that, by the way?
No, not at the moment.
Why? You don't plan to?
No.
Why not?
So I still think I'll be able to make more on the stock market for 2023. So I'm being optimistic that I will make more than the 12%, which is the highest one. And then also it's not just the 12%, because I think what a lot of people don't take into consideration is that I think the 12% is taxed at 25%. So you're still going to get less than the 12%.
You get that? Where you get that from? That it's taxed at 25%.
I think the bonds, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think bonds are a tax. I think there's a 25% tax that you have to pay to the government of Jamaica.
I'm not a tax expert, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, but I think that's the case. But I can double check it if.
So you're saying that the 12% bond would be more 9% to you?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
might be wrong, but I think that's what I got from it. Yeah.
So you're thinking about so you're saying for you 9% yield quarterly, 9% annual yield paid quarterly
Yeah.
is not enough to pull you?
Not at the moment, because I don't. My goal for the market is more of a medium-term goal. I think there'll be some bargains on the market over. There's already bargains on the market now, and I think there'll be more in the next year, where over a 2-year period, I think I'll be able to. I'm backing myself to make more than 9 to 12%.
All right, boy, I am flipping a coin in my head if I want to say more or not.
I know you talk. Yeah, I know you spoke about the possible appreciation of the bond on the market and being able to trade it, but I still backing myself to do more than that for the next year.
So if you think it's going to be able to be traded, and let's talk for regular people here. If you put your money in the bond, you're I'm saying this. I'm going to say guarantee. It's not a guarantee.
No,
They are
nothing is a
guaranteeing
guarantee.
you. True, nothing in life is a guarantee. But what is being said by the company that's issuing the bond is that one, it's safe because it's backed by assets, and two, it is going to be paying out, like you say, we'll say 9%, up to 9% after tax, right?
Yeah.
Based on what you've said. But it's also tradable.
Yeah.
So the 9% after tax would be like a dividend or like the interest in your savings account, right?
Yeah.
Or like another bond, right?
Yeah.
You know a thing or two about bonds?
No, so that's one of the things. So that's not my. I would have to do a lot more research into it, but at the moment, not
What
too interested.
you have any idea? Take a guess as to what like the general bond return is for the typical Jamaican investor.
With the previous interest rate, I'd say probably about 4%, 3%.
And when a 4% bond comes out, sometimes you know that other people buy it at a higher price, where maybe for them the 4% yield actually end up working out to like 2%, right?
Yeah.
So in that sort of environment, somebody's offering 9% after tax. What do you think is likely to happen?
The people in those in the if you're in the 4% bond, you could try trade up to get the 9% one.
And the only way to get it is to what?
Well, you can sell now and buy into the IPO.
No, and if after trading, the only way to get it is to buy it from somebody who had it, right?
Yeah.
And that means they'll probably buy it higher than you bought it, right?
Yeah. But again, we're still making a lot of assumptions and ifs, right? So
the entire game of investing is assumptions. That's how it works.
yeah.
So hear me out. If it's natural for people to pay more for something that they think has a higher benefit to them, why wouldn't you want to own it before the people are ready to pay more?
Because there's still going to be opportunities on the junior market, especially with if everybody or a majority of people go towards the bond, it leaves the stocks on both the junior and the main market available with opportunities for future and long-term gains, or long to medium-term gains.
You think there's a shortage of money? You think that if the bond is good, the junior market going to sink?
Not a shortage of money, but you will definitely see less liquidity in the market if more people go towards the bond.
I disagree. How many people you think are investing normally? You think 10% of Jamaica is investing normally?
No, not even close, no.
So that means that we are nowhere near even the start of what this thing can become. So why would there be less money?
Because I still think you're going to have people who, even if they don't go towards the bond, they will still take money out of the market if they continue to see if the interest rates continue to go up and they continue to see, they'll try to find alternative investment or less risky in investment method.
No, but you know the less risky investment that they go towards is?
bond, other fixed income.
Bonds. And
Yeah,
here's a bond that is giving 9% after tax in a
yeah,
space
and
where people
I'm
are
still gonna
getting,
I'm still going to back myself to make more than 9% next year.
but you're not
And
getting what I keep hinting.
no,
I
you're
don't.
talking about appreciation, but I guess maybe next year, May or June, I can come back on Brick Talk and then you can say, "See, I told you it would appreciate."
No, you know I'm
But
going to do that.
yeah. But for
Yeah,
now, still backing myself.
No, man, and I hope you make more than 9%. But I don't get this stuff wrong. I don't want to. I'll be honest with people. I don't want to explain it to the public. I'll talk to the girl guys about it tomorrow when we link up. And then I don't. It's not often you hear me not wanting really to talk about something, but maybe I could also be getting it wrong. So we will see what happens next year, June. But it's weird to me that you're. I don't know if you know what you're saying to me. I want you to listen back to what you said to me and put numbers to it. If the bond yield for something is 8% and somebody buys it, and when they buy it, the bond yield for them is 4%, what does that mean? How much did they buy it for?
You lose me, so you lose me.
All right. Come grow, and I'll talk about it at grow. But don't worry. I like it. I'm happy that the market is broadening. And I do believe that you'll be able to make more than 9% on the markets next year. And also remember that you don't have to, nobody's saying is one or the other.
No, you can still do both, obviously. Yeah.
Man,
I don't mean to
also,
exit all positions to go in the bond. No, yeah.
I would not call somebody crazy if they exited all their positions and went into the bond. I would not necessarily call them crazy. Below a certain level of money, I wouldn't call you crazy. There are much crazier things to do out there. If somebody exited all of their money and asked me to ask Danhai, who is a licensed investment advisor, would you think it's better to buy Palace Amusement with all the money, try and buy Palace Amusement, or put all of it in the Mayberry bond? I would bet money on what Danhai would say. But like I said, it's not the craziest thing in the world, in my view, to buy the bond with that money. And I think you'll understand very quickly why I said that the market is now broadening. And it's an amazing thing. And it's lucky that we're at the point where it's about to start. In 2009, the junior market was about to start. 2010 is when it really started to go, and it went further to where we are now. We are at that point regards to the bond market, in my view. And I think we look back on this point and be very happy. That's how I feel. But everybody can content. Our views can content. In terms of your answers, I really like the answers, by the way. What you got, 1, 2, 3, you got 4 wrong that I recorded. You got 4 wrong. But I like all of them. I like the fact that you mentioned Blue Dot. And also, you're also the first person to mention Rainforest. Why do you want Rainforest to list?
I think because they seem very dominant in the field that they're in now. Obviously, we don't know what the numbers are behind that at the moment, but very popular company and when you think about seafood, you think about Rainforest, right? So I think they already have that going for them.
I hope they come to the market also. Yeah, I hope they come to the market also. I would love if everybody came to the market. So big up. What do you want for your prize? Your participation prize. You want a discount of My Money JA or Grow? You get the discount of a session with Danhai.
I'll do a session with Danhai and then
You already get that.
Okay.
You get that no matter what, yeah, man.
I'll do the 50% off advance Grow.
Oh, I rate that. 50%. Why you ask for 50% instead of why you go 50%?
It doesn't just seem fair. It's a participation price. Obviously, me see other people asked for 90 and 100 before, and I never get. Remember I think one session somebody asked for 90 and said, "Well, I'm not gonna give 90, but I like your ambition, so I'm just go middle ground."
That was earlier.
No, I think it happened before on some of the other Brick Talks as well.
But if people shock me, I'd probably respond well, like if they ask 100%. Who knows? But I like that. So you want 50% off advance Grow?
Yeah.
this coming advanced girl.
Yeah.
You know what? Why not? I respect the ambition. Sure. DM me, and I'll sort that out for you.
All right. Bless. Thanks.
No problem. And if you try to DM me and it don't work, just at me and say you're trying to DM me, and I'll see.
Yeah, I think I sent you a message before and it will go through, man. So.
Okay, perfect. Cool.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
All right,
man.
boss,
Thank
bless up.
you very much. Sir Phil. Sir Phil look like the Friday night drinks catch him.
No man, right here.
All go on, Sir Phil. How
I
things?
have a little red strap in my hand, but otherwise,
Oh, that's
you're
not
not
from a
going too
listed.
hard. I'm actually
That's not from a listed company, a locally listed company, you know. Not anymore anyway.
formally listed.
That is true.
But you know,
Made a lot of people very rich when it delisted.
indeed. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
I wasn't one, but
Give
we
it time.
move. But we move forward, not backward.
That's true. Oh God, Sir Phil.
Well, I'm there on my way to jam down. I'm
What
in
you
transit.
say? What you say?
Yeah,
The jet have satellite.
Refuel, right?
No man, self-service.
What you say?
I don't just the internet, man. But yeah,
Well, it's also so.
the only jet.
Yeah, it also.
No man, Phil got thing there, dog. Him will go about internet.
First class does come with that. No, that is true. So go on, Phil.
Boy, I'm there. Want to try this thing, you know?
Well, you want to try your hand at it first, or you want to tell us what first? You try your hand at it. Tell us what's your favorite IPO this year.
Definitely learn. Definitely Eddie Focal.
Really? Why? Well, I feel Garden sending, Garden sending up.
That one.
Garden send me a call, man. Cool, man. No man. God never sent me. I like learn a lot for where I expect it to go. I think learn is probably. I'm dare I say in it for the long haul.
Patient capital.
My goal, patient capital.
Again.
My goal with learn is yeah. I mean, maybe we can.
My girl with
girl.
Man, I'll get up, man.
We're tired, but yeah, man. My goal with learn is multiples of 100%. I think it can get there within 5 years. Believe.
Yeah. You hear the challenge Sir Berry put to Sway it's a simple challenge. He just has to improve the entire education sector locally. No big deal.
Yeah, and, 1+. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? And getting in on the ground floor. Getting in on the ground floor. Yeah, man. But yeah, I like. For me, it's not that. So it's my favorite for a year. Not that it has been the biggest gainer for me for the year, but it is the one that I see for me personally. In terms of my portfolio, as having the greatest potential, and it's the largest holding in my portfolio right now. I will say that freely.
Really? Well, yeah, I say. Yeah. Wait. Okay. Okay. I don't know what to ask. Well, I don't know what to ask. What's your worst IPO for the year?
So I've anticipated a question and thought long and hard about it, and I say worst with with some qualification, because it's more a personal thing. It's worse for me because I lost on it, because I sold it at a lower price than I bought it for, in order to take other opportunities. But I think it's very likely that I'll go back into it. And that's JFP.
Word.
Yeah.
So you lost on JFE though?
I lost on JFE. I didn't buy a lot when I did. And it took a dip. I think it was coincident with I would say that dip in the price from about the 170s. I think I had an average price of 180, not like 175. And it took a dip around the time that RPL prospectus came out. And I had the usual choice. Do I buy more or do I
Go to the IPO.
No, not go to the IPO. Go to another opportunity.
I remember him do it, man.
Yeah. That's one choice that people, make. I most certainly did not make that choice. Not to go to the IPO with that money, but yeah, I decided to make some other moves with that money. But I anticipate, given the right circumstances, it's very likely that I'll go back into JFP. Hopefully sooner rather than later. But we're still at the stage of choosing options.
Really?
Yes,
so with the current options in front of us, just talking about IPOs here, and that would be the Berry Bond IPO, and in terms of equities, the in Image Plus, are you looking at either of those?
I think that the Berry Bond IPO is an excellent opportunity. I haven't read the Image Plus prospectus as yet, but I read the Mayberry IPO, the Bond IPO prospectus. So I can't really speak to Image. I don't like the $2 price, but I will read the.
Wait, why don't you like the $2 price?
Why? Like why choose $2? Just
well,
no man,
it's kind of.
What do you mean?
No, I'm saying.
You say don't like it. I want to get that.
I don't.
Talking
like
for you and your money. What do you mean?
For me and my money, why would they price the IPO at $2? It already puts the IPO at a disadvantage.
How?
There's probably a lot more nuance to it.
I'll never see it tomorrow. I'll talk to you about that.
Yeah.
I said something earlier around $2 something to you. That,
Oh, I never.
Not to you specifically, but they get.
There's a balance to that comment, though. There is a balance to that comment.
What is the balance? What's going on?
But I still, I still feel that so the balance would be, it may limit. So a lot of people are complaining, I suppose, about the allocations. It may cause the allocations to be nicer. I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing for me as an investor. And I would have to look further into the prospectus itself. But just on the surface, the balance is still, to me, you're looking at a junior market IPO less than 300 million shares, I think. So is what, like $500 million? They're at the limit.
Close to the limit from what I remember.
Close to the limit.
Yeah. Nice PE though. PE of 13.6 times.
Okay.
What do you think? Are you in a business?
So if they come at $1, then the PE would be like
the same.
No, the PE would be the same.
It means the price falls to $1, sure, but the PE is the same no matter what the price is.
No matter
the
what
PE is the same no matter what the valuation of the company is valuation of the company.
Sir Phil sound like him a plan for you to drop to $1.
Cool, man. But I for me, if you're looking at those two choices, I do have to look at the prospectus, but I like the Mayberry bond. I think is opportunity to get a large, well, who knows? I'm not sure how. Yeah, I mean, $7 billion. I suspect the allocations will be pretty good. I mean, it's kind of open a long time, but pretty good in terms of certainly compared to junior market IPOs and
Well,
equity IPOs in general. But I think it's a good opportunity for many reasons, not just personally, but also for the general market, as you guys have spoken to quite widely.
Broadly, I mean, because I've deliberately
Broadly.
not gone very deep into it because how I see it,
Yeah.
how excited I am about it. But all right, but that $2 thing is very interesting though, in terms of how you view it. I wonder how many other people are viewing it the same way. Because remember, it wasn't always a $1 IPO market. That's
Yeah, man.
relatively
That's a new
recent. Yeah, that's a relatively recent thing to always be doing. You're saying something else on that?
SO2. Yeah, I mean, it even felt like the $1 wasn't so common.
Yeah, SOS too. Fontana, which everybody loved, was $1.88.
It
Yeah.
was thing there. I mean, ACL was 150. JetCon was 220 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah, the exact square one wasn't the common thing to do.
Yeah, I think that $1 thing happened with the rise of ensuring that you appeal to the retail. It makes it very simple for the retail to understand. I think that is a large part of the of why $1 was used in the past. So it's not the only way, and at the end of the day, value is not the same thing as price. So it's just interesting to me how you said that. You're not the first person to say it to me, and it just come out.
When you say that the PE is the same though, the PE that is coming to market at $2, if the price is $2, and on the basis of that PE, on the basis of that price, the PE is 13.
No, man. I mean, if
saying?
they did a stock split, if they did a 2-to-1 stock split, you'd have a $1 price and double the amount of shares.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah, so it wouldn't. It's not.
Yeah, they would have double the amount of shares. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Well, and therefore, I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel, but why the retail market has like you said gotten kind of, I would say, kind of gotten used to this $1 price. And I think if this $1 price has appealed to the market, changing it to $2, I don't see how it's going to grow the application base. In other words, I only see it. I mean, there may be other aims, there may be other goals of pricing it at that, but I think using a price of $2, I don't see how it would be better than using a price of $1 if your aim is to get a wide subscription, get a heavy oversubscription of the offer. Maybe there are other reasons that they're doing it.
All right, I know I'm going to forget some points, so I'm going to pause and say them first. Earlier, one, I guess I definitely don't do the news, but I noticed that new budget supply that says on fire. I don't know if you saw that message, Danhai?
No, we're going.
New budget supplies is on fire, yeah, man. Along Hagley Park Road, a massive fire.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
yeah. That's not a listed company, but I mean, I hope nobody's hurt. It's always rough when you see something like this. And I hope that they come to the stock market to help them recover from this.
Indeed.
Yeah. Please. Anyway,
Market sells a lot.
the market sells a whole lot. But going back to your $2 point there though, how much better would it have been in your eyes than at $1? Yeah. And might it not be a bit of maturity for the market in that in having IPOs not necessarily always at $1? Might it not be a bit of maturity for the market to be able to identify value? Because you said that $1 thing, it's a value hider, you know.
Yeah,
At
right.
$1, everybody just think of it's a double, $2, triple my money, $3. Exactly. Nobody thinks about the intrinsic value of the thing, but at another price, I've spoken about
you're
how
forced to consider
other things other than just
value more.
I always laugh with Danhai. I said that if I was doing an IPO now, I would do it at 80 cents, like how Fesco did theirs at 80 cents. And the only reason I do that is because everybody likes $1. So people would react in the same $1 way to an 80 cents IPO. And at $2 or at $3.80 IPO, people think it tripled, but it's actually 375% up, right? It seems simple, but at 80 cents for an IPO, the doubling point is 160. Nobody thinks about 160. In fact, everybody's going to think about the $2 as sell point. So I say all that to say that you don't necessarily knock the $2. It might be forcing the market to think differently, which is, I think, a good thing.
Yeah, understood. I get that, and like I said, there may be other aims behind it. So
no, but understood.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, they could. What other aims do you think there could be?
Or there may be other, not necessarily goals of the company listing it, but there may be other maybe I should say other benefits beyond just getting a huge oversubscription. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to give you also the other thing I should point out. And Sir Berry said it in tweets. I just want to make sure we did actually say it here. That is speaking about the earlier caller when he pointed out he's talking about the yield, and of course it is taxed. He's correct that it is taxed. But what Sir Berry's counterpoint, which I shared to the space, is that it's a different asset class. I'm paraphrasing, but it is a different asset class, and so it wouldn't necessarily be fair to compare the two asset classes, right? Because the movement around them tends to be different because they're viewed differently. And in my view, I think I sort of middle ground view with that, because yes, it is a different asset class. It's debt versus equity, but it's gonna be on. Am I correct in saying that it's going to be on the equity markets? I know it is the JC's bond market, so it's a debt market, but practically speaking, it's tradable.
Practically amongst a wide group.
It's going to be tradable amongst the group of people who are accessing it on the same platform that they access all the other equities on. So you're going to act like you act with equities, in my view. But I wanted to make that point because it's a good point that at its core, it's not the same sort of thing. And if I was going to compare them yield-wise, I think last year, the biggest dividend yield on the market was from the usual Carreras. I think right behind that was, I want to say, either MIL or SVL or one of them. But Carreras was in the 9% region. If you do an annualized price and work it against a dividend, you have to hold it and get every single dividend and have bought it at a lower price in order to get that 9% yield from Carreras. While it's not 9% yield on a dividend is not easy to get. Usually that means buying the stock and you might get to the 9% yield in year 5 or year 10.
Wait for that. The company hasn't grown that much.
Man, but it is a widening of the market. That's what I'll continue to say. It is a hell of a widening of the market, and I suspect a bunch of other companies are going to follow. But Sir Phil, I think we'll grill you.
It also thing there.
Sorry, go ahead.
From a comparison perspective, If I'm looking at stocks and I just really need, it solves a lot of the problem of I need a 10% payout every single year from this money to achieve the goal I want from it. No, I'm an investor in a space where I can actually get up and do that as easily as I can do it on anything there. If you need a 7% payout and this thing trading at 8% yield, you win.
Yeah.
So
which is a real goal that people have.
Then immediately it's in the same ring. I mean, every goal will be in the same. Every goal will throw every investment in the same ring, right? It's what I need from this thing and what fits best for that. If I don't know, like if thing there, unlike homeboy say, him can do the 9% a year. If you don't know to do that on the market, then the one makes sense for you, right? So, to me, is another option, and if it fits your money, then it works for you.
Yep.
Well, Sir Phil,
Yeah,
I know you started off saying it. I'll go back to it. You say you're going to try your hand at figuring out the poster.
Yes. Let me bring it up here. Yeah, I'm gonna try a thing. I actually it's 9 4.
Namia 4, yeah. I'm assuming. That's how I say it. I don't actually know.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
take with my guess.
We'll never get it all right. So let's go.
We'll never get all of them right. So let me see how well I can do on this. So the top one, yeah, I think that that no cash is we pay. I thought that watch represented ultra from dollar as well, so I'm gonna say that's dollar.
Okay.
The computer, 1-on-1. I feel it's a weak guess, but that's all I came up with.
Okay.
I think the Trini truck is AS Bryden distribution company in Trinidad.
So was the one he said before AS Bright just now? What did you say? Well, he says the weak guess. 1-on-1 is the computer.
The laptop computer, yeah.
Okay. And you think the truck is AS Bryden? Okay.
I think that Jamaica Library Service looking thing is is learned.
Okay. Very direct.
Every time.
All right. The bias is showing. Okay.
Yes, heavily. Freely admitted. Jamaican team with their summer promises. A nice sunny summer right there. That's
Imagine
the
summer in
teacup.
a Christmas tree.
Summer in a Christmas tree. Any kind of timing you want to. The shrimp, I think, is home choice. I think the gas cylinder is RPL. And I'm gonna say, is it cheating if I figure you'll only take I'll have to commit to one, but I'll tell you the two guesses I had for the Angel Baby. One was
Marco D?
the Bunbury. Marco D. No, sir.
Sorry, you're saying for the Angel Baby.
Lose my thought.
Sorry.
Bunbury, the Mayberry Bun IPO. And the other guess was MFS. Both of them are, I think, new beginnings. So that's why I'll tie in the Angel. But I'm gonna go with commit to the Mayberry Bun.
Okay, that's interesting. MFS, you said.
MFS.
You're the first
Even
person
though
to
it's
mention
not an
MFS.
IPO or something such, I think it represents a new beginning. And I actually thought that their business model and the business model of the predecessor company, SSLVC, is not quite angel investors, but trying to grab at some straws.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. Okay.
Yeah.
But you have to pick one. Which one is it?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Mayberry brand. I think it's a new beginning.
All right.
For the market.
All right. I like it. Right? You didn't get them all right. Well, I like that. What you want as your price? What you want as discount? If you can discount on MMJA or a discount on Grow. I don't know if I feel good giving you either of those, but fair is fair. Fair is fair. Fair is fair.
Fair is fair. I'll take the Grow discount.
You take the Grow discount.
Subscriber group discount.
Okay. Well, remind me about that. What level discount you want?
What I'll do, I'll donate my discount. I'll donate
word.
50% discount to the
Word.
next person who signs up for the subscriber group.
Oh, big up. So the next person who signs up for the Grow God subscription, Phil is donating a 50% discount. Phil. God damn. God damn. You're ruining my business. But a promise is a promise. 50% for the next person who signs up for the Grow subscriber group. Go to everymickle.com/store and sign up and send me a DM and you will get a 50% discount if you're the next person to sign up for
month,
it.
Right?
No, I was doing it for the life of the thing, but what I will do is I'll do it for a year. I'll do it for a quarter or 6 months or something. There'll be a nice period in there. I don't know. I feel like we're doing it for a year. But you know what? How long do you think it should be for?
If I knew I was going to give it for a year, I would not give it up. But also I promise. So that's fine. That's a 6 months though.
6 months. 6 months it is. So for 6 months, whoever signs up next gets a discount for 6 months. So donated by Sir Phil himself. So big up, Phil. Thank you. I will tell you about your wrong or your right later, and of course you link it up tomorrow. So look forward to see you tomorrow. Tell the pilot to fly safe.
Definitely.
All right. Yeah, man. There's a big up.
Yeah, big up, Phil.
Cool.
All right. Who do we have next in line? Next in line is, I think it is Brittany _DGRE. I don't know how to pronounce it.
Hi, good night,
And then
everyone.
Night. After that is Deron. So Deron, we haven't forgotten, is pretty. How do I pronounce your name, ma'am?
Oh, so Brittany, it's supposed to be _ the grade, but you can't spell it. So.
Okay, so Brittany, and then Deron.
I want to try for the Christmas tree quiz or thing.
Okay, no problem. But talk to me. There's a price around it. Have you been in the market a while?
I started last year, December, officially January, so new, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so roughly a year. And what did you start? What's the first stock you bought?
All right, so the advisor that I went to, initially was supposed to invest in fir tree, but they told me Wicton would be okay, so I did Wicton, and I missed out on the fir tree IPO. But Wicton was the first one.
You bought Wicton. It wouldn't have been at IPO based on your timing.
No, not at IPO. I bought Wicton when I just started. I wanted to buy fir tree, so that's the reason why I started investing.
So why they said no spur tree and buy Wicton instead?
Because they said I had to wait. So he was like, all right, since you're waiting on spur tree, you want to put something into a stock. He said, Wicton. I said, okay, sure.
Well, guess what?
Financial advisor.
Just for participating, you get a discount to Danhai Hall, and I would advise you strongly to utilize it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sensible, targeted advice is what I can assure you that you'll get there.
Thank you.
No problem. So, what's the first IPO you bought then? Was it the Spurtree?
Mhm.
I didn't get Spurtree at IPO, but yes.
Okay. What was the first IPO you bought? What's the first that since we're on
Yeah,
two?
apply to the IPO and get the shares in it. What was the first one?
I don't remember if it was 1-on-1. I have to look back. I don't remember. I'm not even going to lie.
Which ones you went into? We know based on the timing.
All right. I have to remember which one.
Mm-hmm.
One-on-one was
I even-
September of this year. Well, August, September. And JFP was March, so was Learn,
Dollar was June.
and Dollar was June.
I don't think I got any then, because actually using my money JE and looking at my exited stocks, I don't look like I didn't get any.
Yeah,
Word.
so
Well,
it's
except
like
for
no
the
IPOs.
RPL, I just got that one. So this one would be then.
Okay. All right. So RPL is your first actual IPO buy.
Mhm.
All right.
Yeah.
Is that also your favorite IPO? Bear in mind, you don't have to have owned you don't have to have participated to have a favorite IPO.
Oh, okay. So I don't have to participate in. So it would be FESCO.
It would be what? Fesco.
So, like if I didn't participate in a stock, but it was IPO.
And your favorite?
Okay.
Yeah, FESCO will always be my favorite. So.
Will always. Why?
Yeah,
Damn.
because I got like 130%, and it's like the gift that keeps on giving for me. So I just don't want. It's just a favorite. I know I shouldn't have favorites, but it just is.
You know what's that? You can
No, I
you
don't
can
know.
live with favorites.
You should have favorites.
And I love FESCO.
Sorry, I hear that some feedback. You hearing that, Dana?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's on your side, pretending. Hold on. Sorry, I muted you just now.
I mean, I'm hearing that you're hearing it. It's not either of us. It's something in the background.
Yeah, I accidentally muted you just now, though, pretending. If you can unmute yourself without the sound. Oh, yeah, it's definitely on your side. It's like a buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. Oh, it's loud. I don't know if you can sort it out and come back. In the meantime, if you can sort it out, we'll wait. In the meantime, I'll just let Deron talk until you come back. Or, well, you look like you're back. Are you hearing us? Okay, I guess not. Deron, until she sorts it out, how are you doing?
Night, folks.
Night.
Good so far. Yeah, man.
How are you doing, Deron? All right, you sound like you sound like one, you're eager to try your hand at the prize, and two, you bought at least one IPO this year.
Well, I bought several.
Word.
Yeah, I think, well, the first one I got in was Dollar.
Okay.
Yeah, I bought into JFP as well, and 1-on-1. Never tried Regency.
Did you start investing this year?
Yeah, March this year.
And your first IPO was what?
Dollar.
So what's the first stock you bought?
No. Yeah, the first stock I bought was FESCO.
Okay. Why did you? What brought you to the market?
I think what was it? I think it was Spurtree. A friend of mine who was investing and was telling me to invest. Spoke to me about like the gains he made on the market, and I decided, hey, why not? I mean, I had cash that I was just sitting there in a savings account, and I decided, yeah, just try a hand.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you've been liking it since?
Well, I've been suffering some losses, so now I'm trying to know, yeah.
Oh,
See if I
all
can
right.
win. So get the
Wi-
growth session and the session to Danhai. So
Okay,
I think
okay,
it hasn't been all losses. I've made some gains, but yeah.
okay. Um, big up that. I respect that. You definitely have at least a discount to grow coming and a discount to seeing that night coming. Yeah, so you're good there. So I'll let you try your hand at it. I like that you thinking about understanding. What do you think you are missing in the market while you're making losses?
I think a lot of it has to do with a proper system. How do I evaluate the stocks that I'm choosing? Is it solely based on what I'm hearing or sentiment from persons who are investing, or is it like solid fundamentals from a company plus sentiment? Like, how do I find that balance? I think that's what I'm striving for. How do I find the proper system, as Mr. Berry alluded to earlier?
Mm.
So I think that's what I'm looking for.
Okay, I can understand that. All right, respect. Well, I'll let you try. I'll let you try your hand at the guesses. Let's go. You can start from the top.
Wait, I lost the image. 1 second.
Yeah, man.
I think most of my guesses are similar to other persons. So the no cash, I think that is we pay. The watch, I remember on the previous Brick
Tell me
Talk.
something. Pause.
Yeah.
Tell me something. Why do you think is we pay?
Well, the no cash. So we pay digital currency. Well, paying without cash. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. People really like we pay. Did you think it was we pay before you heard somebody say it this evening, or is that you hear it and it makes sense?
I heard it and it makes sense. Like a friend of mine, we were a couple of friends of mine were speaking about it earlier, and they brought it up. It made sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But before you heard that, what did you think it was?
Honestly, I had no clue.
Okay.
I thought it had to do something with finance. So I was thinking dollar. But then the no sign on it just never makes sense to me. It was throwing
I
me
get
off.
you.
So
I
yeah.
get you. All right. So you say we pay.
Yeah. The watch, again, another one that I'm not sure about. I remember on the previous Brick Talk, you were speaking on the bond IPO, Mayberry bond IPO. It gave a timeline. I believe the timeline was about 10 years. You wanted to see what the bond market will look like in the next 10 years. I think that's what he said. Don't quote me on that.
But definitely,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the time on the watch says 10 past 10. So, yeah.
Yo.
Probably just reaching. I'm
I respect
reaching,
that.
but
I respect
I'm
that.
reaching. Yeah. So, yeah.
All right. What else?
The laptop, I think that is one-on-one. Yeah. The truck, another one I'm not sure about. Somebody said Massey, and I know that's a Trinidad-based company, but I'm not sure. I want to say AS Bryden. So I think I'll go with AS Bryden
Wait,
for the
what do you say
truck.
the laptop? What do you say the laptop is?
One-on-one.
One-on-one. Okay. And the truck is what you say?
The separate spin-off, AS Bryden.
Okay.
I think they're in the distribution type thing.
Correct. They're one of the biggest companies in Trinidad, like one of the
Yeah.
largest distributors. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So hence the truck and Trinidad. The library, that's a book kind of building. So I think that has to do with the library service with Learn. And Jamties, the Carbon Dream spin-off, the summer spin-off that we've been waiting for. The persons have been waiting for. Yeah.
It's always somewhere out here. Okay. All right.
Yeah. The shrimp. Somebody said rainforest, and it kind of makes sense, but I'm leaning towards home choice. And if I remember correctly, home choice did indicate that they wanted to come to the market. I can't recall specifically.
They said the first quarter of 2023.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
could be
So
wrong with that, so take that with a pinch of salt. But that's what popped into my head immediately.
yeah. So home choice for the shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
The cylinder. I think that is RPL. Yeah, Regency Petroleum.
Okay.
And the baby, I'm not sure. You see, this is the another because I wanted to go with AS Braden for this because the name for AS Braden is AS Braden and Sons, right? And that's a baby boy. So
Ooh.
I'm reaching again. I don't know.
But under JAMT, their real estate subsidiary is called H. Mahfood and Sons. It could be that too, right?
No man, the jump to one pretty clear.
Have
So
you ever
the for
seen
the
when I did this before? There's always a twist.
yeah. I remember the previous Hidden Gems
And
one. So
and there are a couple of twists in this one.
I figure.
So yeah, it makes it fun. Why not?
Uh, I gave the Mayberry one already, and I gave AS Braden. So I don't know what this baby one is.
All right, yeah. I mean,
PBS. Somebody said PBS. I think it was Leslie, but then you say you never thought of PBS. So, but PBS is a kid show, so
I never said that
PBS.
I didn't think any of them. I like certain explanations. Well, so you're
Well,
going with PBS.
yeah, PBS is a kids channel, that's all.
No, PBS in Jamaica is Productive Business Solution, which is a
Yeah,
regional IT supplier. They have one of the standouts is they have the Xerox contract in South and Central America. I think they might have a couple of government contracts. They're a slow giant, they're a slow giant nonetheless.
yeah.
All right, so I like your guesses. You got 3 wrong. 3 or 4 wrong. I'm gonna say you got 3 wrong, and I'll tell you them in a little bit. I just want everybody. I see more people coming to guess. I don't want people to get the guesses out, and then we'll talk about it. Because after that, we'll wrap up.
All right.
And by the way, you do get a discount to grow. You want to come to the grow that's happening next week?
Sure.
That's the grow that you want to come to. What kind of discount you wanted?
Can I get 50 off the girl discount and 50 for the my manager? Is that
Oh,
possible?
that is possible. You're not gonna get that. What I will do is this. What I will do is this. I will give you when you do grow, you get a discount from my money JA automatically. So you're going to get a discount from my money JA for doing grow, and I'll give you 20% off grow.
All right.
And you also get the Danhai discount, which you'd have gotten that you get a bigger discount now for having participated than you'd have gotten for having done grow.
Okay, thanks.
So big up. Congrats. Send me a DM. I will not. You'll have to send me a DM, like I said, or at me to remind me afterwards. Please don't forget that. And because you wanted to grow on Tuesday and Wednesday, you'll have to at me quickly. If you at me after this, that's fine. Or send me a DM, and I will sort that out for you over the weekend. All right.
Yeah, man, thanks.
All right. Big up. Next in line was Ryan Gentles, right hand, and then Alex Castor.
Good night.
Big boss, right?
Night,
No,
Ryan.
go.
Oh, God, brother, I'm there.
Ryan, how you doing?
Most things are right now. Most things good.
All right. So you sound like you have a whole heap of market experience already. What's your favorite IPO this year?
Favorite IPO for this year would be Dollar. Yeah.
Why?
I'd say I think it was a hallmark IPO for this year. You know, it's definitely would be one of the most exciting ones in my opinion. So Yeah, and it was the first IPO that I bought like after restructuring my portfolio in a sense. So it's not my first overall stock since I started investing, but can call it in a new portfolio. It was the first stock that I purchased, so that's why it's my favorite IPO for this year.
So you rework the thing and start with dollar, and it's been going great guns.
Yeah, rework in a sense. When I the first IPO I ever bought would be was it Weekton, I think. But that was when I had a joint account because I was in a position I could make one for myself at the time, but I still wanted to start the journey and whatever. So, but then it was way less knowledge than I have now. So it was just a buy, set it and forget it type of thing. So, that was the first ever stock that I bought, Weekton, and then
That's not a bad start, you know. By the end of Wigton's first year, it was up, I think, 97%.
yeah. So I still, even though I didn't add to the amount of units that I purchased initially, I still got a little profit on it. So it was cool.
So you still own them?
No, because I sold all of the ones on that joint, and then I used the monies from that to start fresh, basically.
Okay. Wigton is one of those things where, you know, the Jamaican law requires all energy produced by alternative means. JPS has to buy it. Yeah, that sort of continuity of income is something that a true long-term investor can benefit from. Anyway.
Okay.
So I just threw that tidbit out there because you mentioned it, and I know a lot of people got in with Wigton. So, try your hand at this thing. Let's hear how you see the tree.
Why? After hearing so many responses, I don't even know, to be honest, at this point. Except for like maybe 3 of them, could say, with certainty. But nevertheless, starting from the top, I would say the one with the flying cash and the no sign would be WePay. I don't have an answer for the watch.
Why you said WePay? What did you think? Is it because you heard everybody talking about it? Did you have something before that?
No, again, we had a little, powwow meeting with some brethren them, and that came up in the conversation. So I'm sticking with that.
Okay, you and Darren are brethren? Is the same conversation?
Perhaps. Or maybe it's just
okay.
coincidence.
Okay, all right, no problem. So you say WePay. What else?
I don't have an answer for the watch.
Okay.
So
Well, try a guess. 100 companies on the market, 101. I think either 100 or 101.
So the guess I'm gonna have for that, you'd skip the fire. But we'll leave that for last.
All right.
Leave that for last. Come back to it. So next up would be the laptop. Going to set us 1-on-1.
Okay.
This is the bus. Everything everyone is saying is a bus or a truck with the Trini flag. Going to go with AS brand for that one.
Okay.
Next up would be the school or whatever that building is. Going to set us Learn.
Why is it Learn then if you're not sure what building it is?
It looks schoolish.
Okay. So why is that Learn but not 1-on-1?
Again, this thing, the slight distinction between the two is that I'd say Learn has, I guess, a more tangible aspect to it with its collaboration with the library. So I'd say that would be the demarcation between the two. That is Learn on 1-on-1. So yeah, that's that. Next would be the T. I'm going to go with Caribbean Dreams for that one.
Okay.
So moving left to right, Shrimp. To say that's Rainforest.
What were you thinking before everybody else said Rainforest? Before the two other people said Rainforest?
Before, what was it? Home Choice?
That's what it was before in your mind?
Yeah.
But you like the Rainforest idea?
Just a tad bit more.
All right.
I think this one is clear cut. RPL gas tank.
Okay.
And yeah, so this is the one I said. The guess for this, I would have my answer that I'm going to give no. It would have been for the watch. So right now, the answer for the baby would be I'm going to go with the Bond IPO from Mayberry.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, and my brief explanation for that would be, it's new life being birthed into the market. I guess something along those lines.
Okay.
That would be the rationale for it. And for the infamous watch, we meet again. I'm just going to say PBS for this one.
PBS, no, pick something new, man. If you're shooting at the dark, shoot something I get shoot already.
Well, you didn't confirm nor deny that it's both.
I don't confirm or deny any of them.
No. I think someone asked a question before with the decorations had to do with currently listed companies or those that hinted at being listed in the near future. So
I mean both, because I hear you guys saying like Jam Teas spin-off. Are you saying Edufocal, which is listed? Are you saying RPL, which is listed? So
all right, sure. And can be already listed company. You can't say PBS.
You can't say PBS, Don't make me
Yeah.
So it's PBS.
Yes.
All right, boss. So you get 3 wrong, but I like that you tried nonetheless.
Average number.
Yeah. What do you what's the prize that you're going for? You get the discount with a session with Danhai.
Oh, about that. What if I haven't cashed in my previous discount? Can stack them? Stackable?
Ask the CEO.
Mr. CEO, can you confirm that, please? I've participated in a previous gross session.
Oh no, but the previous gross session for your first discount.
Yeah, I said I never use it yet. So if I want to stack, I ask if I can stack it.
What I'm saying is, Ryan, we've seen each other already. So this wouldn't be your first session. So your grower session, they grow up for your first. I already have your first long time ago. You must get a discount on the first.
Shoot for the stars, no, my general. Right,
wait, get a discount. At least you get a discount on the next one, right? All
right. So for the price, then I would.
Man said new year, new me.
All right. So
and I get it. Just for that, and I get it. This go, but everybody else go on the same grounds, so I can't fight that one. Sorry, sir.
But Ryan, you're good. You get a discount the next time you see him.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Once a new year, new me. That one the boxes. All
right. I'd like a 3 months run on the MMJA premium.
Word.
And want take the up on a test run for 2023.
Damn.
Yeah. So that is my request as it pertains to the price.
All right, so 3 months is a quarter. I will give you a 25% discount if you sign up for an annual plan.
How much are the annual now?
It's 25% cheaper. That's what you get.
All right, cool.
Yeah. All right, well, big up. DM Television was reminding me of that, and I will start that out for you. And you will get to test the app also. You also get to test something else that we have cooking up too. So big up, and thanks for trying there. And I'll try with the last person before Danhai and I wrap this thing. Alex Pitconyc, Alex Castor.
Hey, what's up, my brothers from Jamaica? From Jamaica, it's ironic that I come across this space tonight. I was just talking to my sister, and we were debating who makes better curry, the Trinidadians or the Jamaicans. And here I find myself in the Lion's Den because I was just telling my sister that we make the best curry in Trinidad. And now I'm here in the Lion's Den with all these Jamaican brothers. I think I might not have should have said that tonight. But
That is a fact. That is a fact.
I just wanted to stop in and I wanted to read this poem to you, brothers. This poem was written in 1927 by W.D. Gann, who was a famous commodities trader here in the United States, and he used a lot of astrology and sacred geometry and mathematics and things like that to,
Hmm.
amass his wealth. So I'm gonna read this poem to y'all, and I'm gonna get out of y'all hair. The title is called "It Can Be Done." Somebody said that it couldn't be done, but he, with a chuckle, replied that maybe it couldn't. But he would be one who wouldn't say so until he tried. So he buckled right in with the trace of a grin on his face. If he worried, he hid it. He started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. Somebody scoffed, "Oh, you'll never do that. At least it's never been done." But he took off his coat and he took off his hat. And the first thing we knew, he'd begun it with the lift of his chin and a bit of a grin. Without any doubting or any quitting, he started to sing as he tackled the thing that couldn't be done, and he did it. There are thousands of people that are going to prophesize your failure. There are thousands more that are going to point out to you one by one the dangers and the failures that wait to assail you. But just buckle on in with a bit of a grin. Take off your coat and get to it. Start to sing as you tackle the thing that cannot be done, and you will do it. God bless y'all.
Big up, big up, big up. Thank you very
All right,
much for
big
that.
boss. Bless up, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
man. Bless up, bless up. I especially like things like that because I like older gems from older investors. I
Mm-hmm.
start with my favorite investing book, which is about, I think, 200 or 300 years old. More than that. 200 or 300
Yeah,
years
for
old, I think.
sure.
And
God
yeah,
bless y'all. God
yeah, man.
bless y'all.
Big up.
If you do get some time, research W.D. Gann, W.D. and Gann. If you get some
Mm,
time, research him and his work, and I'm pretty sure it'll be something that you enjoy for sure.
no problem. Big up. And thank you very much. He wrote the Tunnel Through the Air.
That is correct. You
All
wrote The
right.
Tunnel Through the Air. Now, when you study W.D. Gann and you look at the first thing you can do about W.D. Gann is look at the ages that he wrote his books about the stock market and how he, became what would today be a multi-billionaire. It was $500 million back then in the 40s.
Mm,
So you can imagine what that would be today. Um,
yeah.
but yeah,
No problem.
it's most definitely some powerful stuff. And I just wanted to read that poem that he wrote because I figured it would be inspiring to all you brothers in here on a Friday night still hacking at it.
No
God bless y'all,
problem.
man.
Yeah, man. God bless. Thank you.
All right, boss. Bless up.
All right, big up. And we'll wrap with our last person, Brittany, who is back. Brittany, you can hear us better now?
Yes, I'm hearing you. You guys hearing me now?
Yes,
Yep,
perfect.
hearing you
All
clear.
right, great, great. All right, so I just wanted to try the tree before you guys go.
Yeah, man, go ahead. You
All
you are
right,
the last person. That's why I
all
made
right.
sure
So,
to bring it back.
all right. So I'm going to start from the base. So the baby, I feel it's Lasco manufacturing or distributions. Not sure which one.
Mm-hmm.
The
You have to pick
cylinder.
one, though. You have to pick one. You have to
All
pick one.
right. Manufacturing.
And why you say manufacturing?
Lasco baby formula.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The cylinder regency.
Mm-hmm.
The shrimp rainforest. Tea, jam tea. The building edifocal. The truck with the flag, Massey. Laptop 1-on-1, the watch dollar, and the flying money NCB.
Why is NCB the flying money?
I was thinking links and you don't use cash. It's like cashless. I don't know.
All right, I like that. I like that. I do like that a lot. You told us you remind me if you told us what your favorite is here.
Fiscal.
Fesco. You say it wasn't really this year, but you made a lot of money off it. All right. And how you feel about the coming IPOs?
I like Regency. I like the whole energy and they can like build more gas stations. I think they have a lot of potential. I just learned about the new one, so I don't know much about that, to be honest.
All right. Well, I can tell you got 3 wrong, which is a common thing you get right. 3 is a common number this evening. I will help you with Regency, something I don't think I've said on here before. The big, the exciting thing about Regency is not the gas stations, it's the LPG.
Okay.
Yeah, in my view, and maybe another Brick Talk, I can go into that. Well, thank you for trying. What you want your price today? You get the session with Danhai. You get a discount on session with Danhai. What you want? You want my money JA or you want a discount off a grow session?
My money JA.
Oh, word. You know, if you had picked grow, you'd have gotten my money JA also.
Oh, really?
Damn.
Okay.
What I do? I mean, you can switch if you want. The next question is what percentage discount you want?
80.
That I respect the hustle. Why you say 80 instead of 90?
Somebody said 90 and I was like, okay, I'll just do 80. I won't be greedy.
um I like the thought. 80%. I don't think I want to give you 80% off a growth session. But why not? I did promise it and you're the last person. I will give you 8% off the growth session if you also sign up for my money JA afterwards. And you'll get a discount to that too.
Okay.
Of the next growth session, that is.
Okay.
All right, no problem. So then that leaves you, and then I will go into the what the answers actually are for everybody. You have to unmute, Danhai.
Fox, the watch still beat me. Like watch. I mean, the verb watch. That's funny. But yes, cashless. We pay card. Everybody said before me, and
Oh
every
God,
year them
man!
say them.
If all your friends jump off our bridge, you're gonna jump off the bridge too.
Yeah, man. Cause I bridge those kind of vibes. Yeah, but then him again. I thought Link initially, to be honest. So yeah, but then
Okay.
it's more IPOs in the background. So the context of IPOs and listings and Link not really listing, but them have NCB there and all that. But yeah.
In fact. Oh, are you saying Link or are you saying we pay?
It's a Link.
Okay, because as I said, we pay. I saw something recently. I don't know who shared it. I think it was in the group. Somebody's pointing out that is it JMB? There's that money transfer thing now that is powered by WePay and it's from a listed company.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. I can't remember what it is.
Okay. All right. And all right, so you say Link and then okay. You try and you just skip the watch completely.
Oh, yeah, man, no.
All right.
Trini truck. And this is also I first thought AS brand, but then I think about the quick play, but then again the whole listing thing. Yeah, I figured they want this at some point, but then no real concrete plans put forward anybody. So I leave in that thing there. AS brand, the laptop is blue dot. Library. That's a library to me. The book building. So learn. Jam Tea, Caribbean Dreams, spin-off, Home Choice, Shrimp, though I stole that one. If I was thinking Home Choice, I don't think Grand Boost, to be honest. RPL right there. So the baby, I just had I never get for some reason the baby was beating me. But yeah, I opened the prospectus. I don't think at least I come out today. And then I thought just hit on that. I don't know if the graphic was done in time for that though. So I I'm somewhat skeptic on that one. Then watch.
Yeah, you're adding extra details, which is smart.
That damn much. That damn much. Cygnus APO. One to watch. That's me.
Sorry, you just said watch is Cygnus APO one to watch.
Yeah, man. Let's give you a good time.
I wouldn't I wouldn't give that much trouble with the poster. But I like that. All right. I thought this might have been an easier one, especially because it's an IPO link. But I'll go through them and thank you to everybody who participated. Billionaire or not. Special thank you to you. You are also a billionaire. Big up for that. But let me go through these before we wrap. So I'll start from the top. No, you know what? I will follow what Brittany did. I start from the base, the right. I go left to right. I go left to right from the base. So I'll start with the shrimp. Everybody said, not everybody, but people started saying rainforest, which I found interesting. Because I wasn't thinking that. I don't know that they list. I haven't heard any rumors about them listing or anything like that. I'd love if they listed, but no, it is. I went simple. It's pepper shrimp. It is home choice. If they did have a lime juice bottle, I'd have show that, but there is no lime juice bottle emoji. And I think if I put the eggs, maybe I'd have tried to get the exact shape bottle, but I didn't. So it is home choice, which hopefully should be IPOing in the first quarter of next year. The cylinder is RPL because, as I said to Brittany earlier, and then I noticed, and I think some of the grower guys noticed, and I did it at a grower session, the grower session before the IPO. We went through it, and I was showing that as much as gas is an opportunity for them, and I suspect will build out and continue to build out their gas stations. It is really, in my view at least, my analysis of the company, looking at the numbers and what they've been built upon and how they've grown and how they've boosted their profit. That boost didn't come from selling 90 and diesel at the small gas station. It was helped by it, the profit line also. But in my view, the consistent base of that company and the heavy growth during the pandemic came from the fact that they grew their LPG distribution across the island, as they call it, their eastward expansion. And them being in that side of the market that people compare them to Fesco, and I understand the comparison, but understand that they are major in the space that Fesco is trying to enter. And they are trying to enter the space in which Fesco is putting its foot down. So great synergies. There was a time, if you're a good early season listener or even Brick Talk listener, there's a time when we were hoping and hinting and believing that maybe there could be some sort of Fesco Regency synergy, right? Didn't happen. But who knows what could happen in the future. But yes, the gas tank is Regency. The baby. Shout out to the people who picked it. I thought it was obvious from what we said last week. I'll be talking about it. It is about the Mayberry bond. So the Mayberry bond is the baby because of the birth of a new market. It's not really a new market because it's not like there aren't things listed there. But I suspect in 10 years, so shout out to the person who pointed that out. I suspect in 10 years or sooner, we will see a completely new market. Yeah, Sir Phil, you did definitely say that because I've been saying the same thing for a little while now. So you guessed right. You put the points. You connected the dots right. And that is the Mayberry IPO on the bond market. You are correct also, Danhai. There wasn't enough time for me to put in anything for the definitely wasn't enough time for me to put in anything for the radiology one. Where are we now? So the T, if you zoom in properly, you see that the T is actually the saucer has a sun on it, which is for the perpetual summer. that Jam Tea has put us in, because that IPO is supposed to be coming in summer, and the summer is like Rihanna's album, it almost is never here. I hear them saying no, that they're expecting to be listed by March. They expect to be spinning it off by March of next year, and it should be listed by summer. I rate them for using that term again, barefaced. I rate it. And so that's what the T is. The building, somebody called it the book building. And I thought, what do we call book buildings? The book building, also known as the library, is definitely linked to that Jamaica Library Service partnership that Eddie Focal has going. So that is Eddie Focal. Sir Phil, you got that one right again. And where we know? Yes, some people said Massey, and I'd be forgiving if you say Massey, but it really is actually AS Bryden, because Massey said that because Seprod has AS Bryden, and they've spoken about. In fact, they said they were going to list it before the end of the year, right? So them not doing it is well, who knows? I can't say they don't do it, because I wouldn't have thought that there'd have been a prospectus dropping today. So who knows what could happen? We still have 2 weeks left in the year. So it is AS Bryden. If you'd said Seprod, I guess I could give it also, but nobody said Seprod. The computer is one-on-one, and I went to the computer for one-on-one since the building was Eddie Focal, and the watch is dollar with Ultra Financier, or what do they call it? Is that it? Is it Ultra Financier? I can't remember if that's what it's called, but the building.
Yep. Ultra Finance.
Yeah, Ultra Financier. So it's high end pawning. It's loans against your asset base, including, and they made a big deal about if you have your Rolex. They talk about the watch a lot. I think I saw an ad on social media. I think I saw an ad on IG that actually had them showing a Rolex though. So I think let me throw it in there. But yo, I love that 10 years answer with the watch, and just give it time. as much as that I came, but that just give it time. This a one to watch for Cygnus. And the last one with the twist, which I thought Sir Phil would have gotten, but instead he went with it. Sir Phil, I should tell you. Well, I'll tell you after this. The money flying away. People are saying, the cancel on it, or the stop, or the do not participate. That's actually JFP. And
Rest of these things.
no, it's a do not participate. It's the do not participate. Yeah, man. The do not participate. That grief in the space. Yeah, that's what it was. So again, for anybody listening, let me just go through them one last time, so we're clear. I'll start this time. The cancellation, the stop, the do not on the money is JFP because of the do not participate. JFP was the second IPO this year, and as of this point, months later, from March till this point, JFP is now 48% up. 48% profit for an investor in less than a year is not a joke profit. So shout out to all the people who got in then. Shout out to all the people like me who buy JFP now all the time, because we see what is very, very obvious. I'll give you guys a dot. You have mentioned that the Sangsters Airport renovation is a dot. It's definitely a dot for ECL. I suspect it's also a dot for JFP. Yeah, I also saw a Starbucks sign on Red Hills Road that they're opening a Starbucks there soon, and they've just opened one in Tropical. And as far as I know, JFP does all of the Starbucks in Jamaica, and I suspect some outside of Jamaica. So let's see what next year looks like with that one. The watch is dollars Ultra Financier. The watch is dollars Ultra Financier because of the Rolex, like I said. The computer is one-on-one because they were talking a lot about. I was going to put maybe a server, but people definitely wouldn't get that when they had that school in a box thing or something like that. The truck, the delivery truck, the truck doing deliveries, distribution, the Trini distributor. AS Bryden is one of the largest Trini distributors in Trinidad, so it is them. The library service with Eddie Focal is the next building. Jam Tea's Cup of Summer is that. The shrimp is Home Choice, which we hope to see early next year. RPL is what we're seeing today. RPL is up in 2 days, 74%. And who knows what Monday might bring. I think RPL is an interesting case though, because who knows? Some people seem to think that the IPO market may be a lot softer, so you might not see the same level of running into it that we saw with all other IPOs. Maybe things are shifting along those lines. The spread between the highest buy and the highest sell is not that far, 75 versus 77. Who knows? I'm not used to seeing that at this stage. This is day 3 of an IPO. Not used to seeing that. So Monday morning might have typing is low than So yeah, the Monday morning might be interesting for a lot of us. And as I said, the last one being the Mayberry bond, because it is the dawn of a new market. It's certainly a change for how things are going to look going forward. Sir Phil, I said I'd tell you this afterwards. You're the person, you only got one wrong. I made sure not to say that. I made sure not to say that because then people would simply just follow what you said. The only one you got wrong, Sir Phil, was I think you said WePay, which I wasn't thinking about. Yeah. No, you said WePay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you actually, and it's funny because you laughed and said, "Oh, it might be like the do not participate," and I had to hold my face straight. But yeah, I wonder why people really like the idea of WePay. There are just some companies out there that people love the idea of them IPOing from a long time. WePay, we've been hearing now for what, 3-4 years about them on an IPO.
The irony is that it upset me every time.
Me too. So much so that I probably wouldn't put it in here. But when I find an IPO, I'll probably find an interesting way to show it. WePay wasn't on my mind when I was doing this. I do hope they come to market, but they keep saying it. They keep teasing and not doing it.
Market. Again, I found the PBS one funny. But in PBS, when you literally just said, on this call, I remember in PBS, everybody telling in PBS. I was like,
yeah. Yeah, the PBS is not in there at all. I probably put like a Xerox printer or something. But yeah, I also considered maybe putting something JP related. I don't know if they'll have any listings yet. I think they're interested for the future, but no real listing happening around it yet. And the rest of the things, you've heard it. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody who won, even if you just participated, thank you. Remember, send me a DM in order to collect on your prizes. And yeah, Dan, I don't know if you have anything else you want to say.
Not much. I mean, as much as I was wrong about my answers, I was pretty right. So way more people big up. Hope this was informative and exciting. Boy, tonight was a night. So this week was a week in Randy.
Brother, it has just been going and going and going. What made this week exciting for you? Tell me. We can end on that conversation.
RPL Palace and then RPL Palace. This dropped today.
This dropped right before we start.
Right before. I didn't even know say it dropped to that man message me. The conversation I was having, the person mentioning casually to me, like say, I say I don't know, it dropped on read and done already. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Which IPO? And here we are. Yeah, so quite a lot happening this week.
Yeah, man. I can't wait for big up the growth subscribers. Tomorrow will be a great day.
I'm sure the year done.
Yeah, it felt like the year done yesterday, and I figured there would be nothing else that would drop. So,
in fact, I was saying it yesterday. Our conversation on the year so I think it done still. Nope.
Yeah. Wow. You think something else can drop before the year done?
Of course. As I said before, imagine we get our 3.
Yeah. Yo, big up.
Year in, so
Big up AS Bryden, right? And also
See him, so?
Sharking. Big up the JC.
Uh,
It's been a hell of a year so far. The market continues to grow. Shout out to everybody who has been following and participating with us all year. And next year is just going to be bigger and better. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been another Brick Talk. Big up. And if you come into the next grow, it's almost certain that we're going to be looking at this IPO and also the bond IPO. I try to mix it up, but both of them I think are two great options. So big up and evermickle.com/GRWR if you want to learn about that, and you get a discount to Danhai. If you just want to go to Danhai directly, dhalladvisory.com. All right. So with that said, have a good night, everyone. It's been Brick Talk. I feel like I'm forgetting something. You think I'm forgetting something, Danhai? Am I forgetting anything?
I actually feel like I am, but it's not going to mind. I feel like something did happen that I found interesting more than so. But
The great tropical results.
no,
I don't know if that was spoken about before I came in.
No, nobody spoke about that.
That was what I was thinking about that.
No. Again, big up to Sir Berry for dropping in and always making the time, especially on a Friday evening.
Indeed.
Yeah, thankful for that. And yeah, thankful that the space contains more and more people who are actually adding to the vibrancy of the thing. Sir Phileas, it sounds like you definitely want to talk about your tropical result. You have 10 seconds. What was great about them?
It was just a good result, which I anticipated. I was expecting.
I just want to say, just want to say, I saw it coming.
I was right.
Well, you know my little saying, right? Good results, the price drop. Bad results, the price drop more.
Drop even more. Good opportunities.
Yeah. So let's see how next week looks. Worse with an IPO. Two IPOs in the space.
In the market. Yeah, man. 3.
What's the third one?
Don't forget Mr. Berry.
Well, I was thinking of that. What's the? Oh, you're counting RPL.
Yeah.
Oh no, man. Them listed now. The hype gone, man. New.
This is very true.
Yeah. Recency bias win.
You don't know. You don't.
They might go suffer from the others too.
Yeah. So you know who'll suffer? Some of the earlier listings.
Yeah.
So it go.
Opportunity.